This is Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, good morning. I'm Jay Mars. News broke late yesterday afternoon that Sacramento Kings guard De'Aaron Fox suffered an avulsion fracture of the left index finger. The injury was sustained during the fourth quarter of Game 4 versus the Warriors on Sunday afternoon. Fox is currently listed as doubtful for Wednesday's Game 5 matchup at the Golden One Center. You can read all about the injury and get all your Kings news right now at SactownSports.com. In other NBA playoff news, a pair of upsets are brewing in the first round. Let's start in the East, where the number 8 Miami Heat went up 3-1 on the number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks behind a career-high 56 points from Jimmy Butler. And then over in the West, the number 7 seed Lakers went up 3-1 on the number 2 seed Memphis Grizzlies behind a 22-point, 20-rebound performance from LeBron James, the first time LBJ has ever grabbed 20 points and 20 boards in a game.
I've done some pretty good, cool things in my career. I've never had 20 and 20 before, so that's pretty cool, I guess.
Heading over to the Diamond, the A's got 3 runs in the 10th to beat the Angels 11-10 in extra innings, and the Giants shut out the Cardinals 4-0 behind a complete Game 6 hitter from starter Alex Cobb. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone. When he's not on the microphone, he's playing a song. And when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Good morning, voice from afar.
Oh, there we go. I was just waiting for the cue. Testing. 1, 2, 3. That's not the volume. That's my actual voice. Can you hear me okay, Jason Ross?
I got you okay, Carmichael Dave. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm a wounded warrior, my man. And
yeah?
I am, but I was like a rubber ball bouncing off the house yesterday. It was the first day in like 4 days I was half conscious, whatever the hell this is. I don't recommend it to anyone. But hey, we're here, and it's way too important a time for measly bacterial infections or viruses or whatever to get us. We're here to give it the good old college try. Just can't stay away from you too long.
Well, and I know you're in your palatial studio setup there, so hopefully everybody else around your home is doing okay.
So far, that's the thing. My daughter is the best because she just won't come near me, like, at all. And she'll stand at the doorway if she has to say something to me, and she covers her whole face with her shirt or a blanket or something. She is deathly afraid, and I'm fine with that. But it's been I've been quarantined upstairs. I've watched. I'm just about to end season 2 of Yellowstone, or as I call it now. What is the other show I like? Not in what's the one on HBO with Logan Roy?
Succession.
Thank you. It's like country Succession. It really is. I mean, these shows are like the same but slightly different. It's actually spooky. So I've been doing a lot of that and reading up on avulsion fractures.
Yes, that was some tough news to hear yesterday, but we'll see. We'll kind of dissect that today, whether or not everybody's going to run to the panic button, and maybe the panic button is what's needed. I'm not certain to hear at this point yet, Dave, but I got a sneaky feeling that avulsion fracture may still show up in Game 5 for De'Aaron Fox. I think he still might be out there.
What would the panic button do? Like, you go to panic button, you hit it, and what's going to happen?
Well, then everything's okay. You just were able to release your frustration by hitting the button.
De'Aaron Fox has played through a lot of stuff, and it's not fair to, some of the things I've heard. Well, Domantas Sabonis has a broken hand, or Kobe did the thing, or, listen, everybody's different. I don't have any doubts about De'Aaron Fox's pain tolerance, especially in a situation like this. It's just simply, it is his pointer finger on his shooting hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of important. And the question is a half a De'Aaron Fox, a 3/4 of De'Aaron Fox, a quarter of a De'Aaron Fox is that better than Davion Mitchell? Is that better than whomever would be in his place? And that's obviously a decision Mike Brown has to make.
Yeah, and as of now, they're listing him as doubtful. I think that could be something that could change, but we're going to cover that quite a bit today. We have more NBA playoff series to get to, but we've already started there, so let's do it. Let's jump into it with some leading off.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
We have breaking news here on NBA Today. According to our senior insider, Adrian Wojnarowski, De'Aaron Fox has fractured the tip of his left index finger in Game 4. Woj reports that there's still optimism. He's going to try and play in Game 5 on Tuesday. He would need to play with a protective covering on his finger. He's going to be listed as doubtful.
All right, so there's kind of the news element of it, Dave, and I'm with you. I mean, I think De'Aaron, the Kings, they will do everything they possibly can to see if he can go and what kind of effectiveness he will have.
Or, maybe they're just setting up, as I've heard on different stations, they're setting up a hero narrative. I heard that floated yesterday for poor De'Aaron Fox, who absolutely needs a hero narrative to add to his already fantastic postseason. That's exactly what they're going to do, Jason. This training staff has been fantastic. And let's be honest, this is the other shoe, the proverbial shoe a lot of Kings fans have been waiting to see if it would drop. The Kings have been relatively, and we say that with one of their 2 best players playing with a broken hand the entire season, pretty much. They have been by far the most injury-free, or should I say injury-affected, least injury-affected team in the NBA. And, of course, it's Sacramento. So when the other shoe drops, it's going to drop on maybe your best player. It's going to drop in the playoffs. It's going to drop after you go 2-0 to 2-2 and you're coming back home. I think the only thing that would have been worse is if the Warriors had won tomorrow to go up 3-2 and go back to chase for Game 6, and then it happens. That's probably the only thing in that situation worse, but it has dropped, and it happens, and it's happened to many teams in the playoffs, and now it's just a matter of can they muddle through.
Yeah, that's it. And we'll go through some stats later in the show about how the Kings have done just specifically this year without De'Aaron, who's played better without him, or who's had to step up their game. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that is the reality of this. It's not anything that's happened to the Kings that's different than any other team. Injuries are a huge factor in the postseason, and that's why if you can eliminate teams sooner, you don't want to mess around with extra games. It's just that's part of it, and there's no – and seemingly the play everybody's showing, Dave, it's such an innocent end of the – after the whistle, De'Aaron kind of playing through. Nobody did anything wrong. It's kind of unfortunate. That's the whole thing. Oh,
no, Kevin Looney, dirty play. Shouldn't have had his hip there when De'Aaron was coming down. Now, and honestly, when you go back to the Sabonis hand thing, that was also a very innocent-looking thing. It wasn't some crazy thing. Nobody stepped or landed on his hand. It's so funny, and I say funny in quotes, that a lot of times these things happen, and it's nothing insane. It's actually very minor looking. So obviously we're going to talk a lot about this, but that's going to be the main story today.
For sure. We got more on that. Let's get leading off number 2.
Cut number 2.
Aaron Rodgers, what's he coming? He's going to be here.
This is the story that would never end, Dave. It was about 3 days ago I finally went, wait, has Rodgers – did they trade him yet? And it was kind of because it's been talked about. And then I started to think, what if Aaron Rodgers isn't traded to the Jets? Well, we don't have to worry about that anymore. He officially becomes a member of the Jets. And this story was being covered nationally forever. I guess I'm glad for them that it's finally done.
I'm glad for us.
Yeah.
I'm glad for everybody. God, it's so tiring to keep hearing about the Aaron Rodgers drama. And honestly, until the moment, this is where I had sat with it, Jason, until the moment Rodgers got traded, I refused to believe he was going to be traded. This is obviously the furthest down they had ever gone with Aaron Rodgers trade talks, but how many times have we heard Aaron Rodgers is gone? It's almost like clockwork, like summertime, every single offseason. And finally he's gone. Now all of a sudden Bryce Love gets his big shot. We'll see if he can continue. When you think about it, the stretch from Brett Favre all the way through Aaron Rodgers in the most coveted position in sports. And the Green Bay Packers have enjoyed over 20 years of Hall of Fame excellence at that position. This is really going to be, perhaps this is really going to be a new thing for a lot of Packer fans.
Yeah, and if this, history repeats itself, which it is with Rodgers going to the Jets like Favre did, does that mean Rodgers is going to be on the Vikings next year and Jordan Love's going to have a Hall of Fame career and then be on the Jets in about 18 years from now?
I just hope that Aaron Rodgers isn't in charge of any Mississippi charities in 20 years. As long as we can stay away from that, we're good. But Aaron Rodgers in New York, in a weird way, it almost seemed inevitable for him. He goes from Chico to the Bay Area to Green Bay. And when you really think about it truly, and obviously, he spent time in Los Angeles. He's been in semi B/A-list celebrity. He's crossed into the Hollywood realm with his dating life, etc. But you go from the smallest, I think this is a significant thing to point out. You go from the smallest market in all of American sports. There's no smaller market than Green Bay, Wisconsin. And the media members that go with it, no disrespect to them, but you're in a tiny, itsy bitsy, like when you bring a goldfish home in the little plastic bag, that's Green Bay. He just moved to the aquarium, the biggest fish bowl, perhaps in world sports, into New York. It's going to be very interesting to see how that works and how he handles it.
That fish in that plastic bag did pretty well though for years.
One time I found out that they were a quarter at the pet store, and I washed my parents' car. I got $3, and I went and I bought 12 goldfish, and the owner stopped me. I was like 11 years old. The owner stopped me because he thought I was using them for food. And I had to convince him, I just want 12 goldfish. They didn't last. You can't do 12 goldfish in a bowl, but I thought it'd be cool to have a bunch of goldfish.
They didn't last?
No, well,
some did. The strong survived.
Yeah, it was just too much goldfish in a time, in my little plastic, those things that you drink margaritas out of fish. It was like that size with 12 goldfish. I don't like to talk about it.
Okay, we won't.
Yeah.
When we come back in just 90 seconds, we've got to get more details into the injury that hit the news yesterday with De'Aaron Fox and the Kings. The impact of that. We have that next.
It's Cattles and Rami.
There were a few rows in front of us that were standing throughout the whole game, which I get, man. It's a playoff game, first time in 16 years. You're trying to go 2-0. I'm not going to go down 7 rows and be like, hey, can you all sit down for me? Kind of a big deal.
There was one guy that, he could tell that his friends were standing more than he was, and he could tell that it was affecting. Yeah.
That was the guy who said that he hated me.
Yeah, and he knew me off top, and I missed that. He's like, you're Simone. And I was like, I don't know who you are, but nice to meet you.
Cattles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave telling you something you already know, which is your time is important. That's why at American Energy Heat and Air, they make shopping for a new furnace or air conditioner easier with their new online quoting tool. All you got to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote now, today. Do it right now. It'll help you determine what system you'll need to get and provide the best pricing options, all from the comforts of your home. You don't have to have somebody come out and walk around your house and blah, blah, blah. Just do the quoting tool. It's so easy. AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. I absolutely love these folks. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
Well, it's going to be an amazing atmosphere tomorrow night at Golden One Center. Critical Game 5. Tough news the Kings learned about yesterday with an injury to De'Aaron Fox, a fracture of the index finger, the tip of his index finger, and listed as of now, Carmichael Dave, as doubtful. But I think everybody is of the belief that whether it's today, tomorrow, trying to figure out the best way and how effective De'Aaron Fox can be and try to give that a go.
Yeah, and it's sad, and there's really no way around it. But it's almost an unfair situation that De'Aaron Fox has been set up for. Because I think if you asked everybody, including me, and I imagine you, like, I'm betting he's going to be out there.
That's my guess.
I 100% believe he's going to give it a go. Now, if he doesn't, then I really hope that doesn't set up well, Kobe did it, or you just got to tape it up. I saw somebody in the chat say they should inject him with anesthesia, which I do not think would help him if he was injected with anesthesia.
A little sleepy.
Right. And I know what the chatter meant, which was anesthetic, but now you have a numb finger, and yeah, it's not going to hurt, but you kind of need, there's touch, and he's a touch player. This is not a power player, though he has the ability to play with power. He's a touch player, and if you don't have that, that's a problem.
Yeah, and I think I don't know that it's going to be a thing that if he doesn't play, to your point, that it's any questioning of his toughness. It's to the what kind of impact can he have? Is that touch off? Is it where some people will just, hey, whatever version of Fox is going to be better than another player? That's not always the case. And if I don't think it's a situation, Dave, to my knowledge, that he can get hurt anymore. But if you're not effective, I mean, at some point you're also hurting your team. And so I'm still leaning that he's going to try everything possible and tough it out and go through that pain tolerance and see what kind of impact he can have, because he's been the best player for the Kings and maybe the best player in the series overall anyway.
We're not in the meetings. We're not in the doctor's office when this is all going on. But you mentioned something there about I'm not sure he can hurt it more. Your mom.
Yeah, I'm not certain.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. And by the way, I'd lean on what you're saying too. I'd lean the same way. But let me ask you this. You are Monty McNair, and the doctor, De'Aaron Fox, first off says, Monty, I'm taping it up. I want to play. The doctor says, listen, it's not a guarantee, but if this guy plays and this thing goes the wrong way, you're talking about a finger surgery that could have him out 6 to 8 months. My point being, he could miss the first part of next year, or even worse, this is something that could affect him down the road. You're in a 2-2 situation. The momentum's on the Warriors side. You're in the playoffs. Your guy wants to go, but there is a possibility that this could be something, if he hurts it worse, that could be chronic, and that could affect his career down the road. Do you listen to the athlete, or do you listen to the medicine?
I'd probably listen to the medicine in that one, but I to the point that we're not in the room, I don't think that's the situation here where I guess my example would be like, hey, it's a ligament, it's a knee, it's something like, hey, I mean, you might be able to go, but you might make this worse. Then I think you got to, really strategically think about that as an organization and say, look, what's better for the player? What's better for us? Yeah, it's a series that you want to win, but I don't think it's that situation. Again, I could be wrong on this.
No, and I listen, I worked really hard to create this false equivalency just to point out the decisions these guys could have to make. I expect him to be out there. I don't know how effective he's going to be, but this is sports. And the most likely outcome, Jason, I think if we were betting and taking all emotion out of it, the most, and I'm underlining and air quoting, likely.
Yeah.
What would Vegas odds this thing out at is that Fox plays. He's not as effective. Kings lose a tight one at home. That's, I think, the most likely outcome.
Yeah.
But the great thing about sports is they don't care about likely. So the storylines, Harrison Barnes goes for 36 in a revenge game after missing that shot. What if Davion Mitchell, who everyone's talking, and rightfully so, by the way, about De'Aaron Fox and what he's done in the postseason and how the world has gotten to see De'Aaron Fox. I think a story that needs a little more attention, because you talk about whether they're real or perceived struggles with Domantas Sabonis. We can get into that later. I have many opinions on that. Keegan Murray really just kind of showed up for the first time in Game 4. Harrison's been Harrison, and I don't mean that as a pejorative. He's just been steady Eddie for the most part. Kevin Huerter's had a really rough series, but Davion Mitchell, almost as much as De'Aaron, has really stepped his game up in the postseason.
Yeah.
And I think it's easy to forget that Davion Mitchell was one of the main cogs that went ballistic in the NCAA tournament, leading Baylor to a national championship. It may be possible that this guy is truly a postseason primetime player with the toughest, arguably, defensive assignment
100%
in the NBA.
Yeah.
And so what if Davion, let's say Fox can't go, Davion starts, and Davion puts up this career crazy game and they win. That's why I love sports, because don't know that it's going to happen. It probably won't happen, but this is how verses are written in the great song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I had someone reach out to me the other day, or yesterday, I guess it was, asking me on social media about why would the Kings, people are saying they think he's going to go. Why are they saying he's doubtful? Is this not even necessarily gamesmanship? And I remember asking a football coach at Sac State this one time. I said, coaches are always so not necessarily protective of their player, but of the game plan.
Yeah.
And I said, just why? Everybody knows everything. He said, well, part of it's not to be secretive. It's more so to give the other team as many things to prepare for. And so when I thought about that, it's like, look, I'm sure the Warriors and Steve Kerr's not going, well, they list him as doubtful. He's not playing. I think they believe he's going to play, but they also then now, Dave, have to, and that's not why the Kings are doing it. De'Aaron Fox is hurt.
Yeah.
It's also, okay, what do they look like with the majority of the minutes of Davion Mitchell running the offense, or Malik Monk running the offense, or how different were they in the 9 games that De'Aaron Fox didn't play? Now, if they have to go back and, spend any extra time on that, it's taking away from a few other things. I thought, okay, well, at least that makes it sound better than, there's no secrets anymore at this level. So it's sometimes done as much as anything to make the other teams work a little bit harder on other prep. But, look, I bet the Warriors think De'Aaron's going to play.
I know we have about a minute, so I'll try to get this out. Bill Simmons has a famous term called the Ewing theory, which was based around the New York Knicks record when Patrick Ewing, their bona fide superstar, was out. And that's been carried over to guys like Ja Morant, how Memphis has done. And we've seen it before. We've seen it when Greg Popovich used to rest his big 3 and the Spurs go on the road, beat a top 5 team. And the most under-talked about thing about the Ewing theory is not that, hey, this team could be better without their superstar. It's kind of your point, Jason, that this is a video league. This is a league where they invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in multiple positions to break down videos to the core and perform entire strategies around them. They've seen bits and pieces of the Kings without De'Aaron Fox, but they haven't seen the Kings without De'Aaron Fox. It's not that they're better without their best player, Jason. It's that they're different without their best player, and sometimes that can result in a W, or at least a very competitive game.
Yeah, and so, we've got more impact of the injury on this game, on what it could do for the series coming up. But when we come back, how about injuries overall in the playoffs? They continue to be a factor there every year. We always talk about it, but they are a reality, whether it's Kawhi Leonard, Embiid, Morant, now De'Aaron Fox. We talk about the league and the playoffs and the injuries when we return.
Are you ready to hear this on Sactown Sports?
Handoff McCaffrey. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Or how about this?
Feel super, baby! The 5-time Super Bowl champions, and they're looking for number 6.
Catch every Niners game during the 2023 season
on your home for the 49ers.
Sactown Sports.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go, so I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partner with Beacon. With the new Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. It's like having my Beacon rep in my pocket 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through June, purchase through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Beacon, always building.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton and Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton and Price in your corner. When you call Ashton and Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Hey, Scott, you look great.
Yeah, I'm feeling good and have a new job.
No, there's something different about the way you look.
To be honest, a few months ago, I had an amazing robotic hair transplant procedure at XL Medicine. It's called the artist procedure.
No way. Your hair looks completely natural, and you don't even have a scar. How did they do that?
Dude, the artist system is amazing. I have this fantastic hairline, and I'm happy with my results. XL Medicine could probably help you too, buddy.
Using the artist procedure, Dr. Singh and Dr. Graywall can target and harvest healthy hair follicles with micron-level accuracy from the back of your head and transplant them where you need it. The procedure is painless, and you'll be back doing your regular activities in a couple of days. Ask Dr. Singh and Dr. Graywall at XL Medicine about the artist procedure. Call today, 916-932-4470. That's 932-4470 for a complimentary in-person or Zoom consultation, or on the web at xlmedicine.com. That's EXCEL medicine.com. See what the artist procedure can do for you.
These are actors and not real patients.
Everyone knows that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Kenny and Jerry here from Bell Brothers, and that's especially true when it comes to your air conditioning system.
A precision tune-up and professional cleaning costs a little bit up front, just $87, but will prevent much bigger, more expensive, and inconvenient problems later.
We actually replace systems all the time from people who don't get annual tune-ups. They either forget or they just don't realize it's important. So instead of their systems lasting 12 or more years like they should, they need to be replaced in just 6 or 7 years.
Don't risk it. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Call Bell Brothers for an $87 air conditioner precision tune-up today and keep your system clean, energy efficient, and in good working shape.
Our number is 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234, or online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
No surprise guys, Bell Brothers.
Great team. Where's the defense? Defense! Okay, everyone take a break. Greetings, Sacramento. Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store, asking, when is something too good to be true? When it probably is. And had I not experienced it for myself, this spectacular season would definitely qualify as too good to be true. So everyone out there in radio land, continue to enjoy. Something else that could seem too good to be true is Good Feet Arch Supports. But trust me, I've experienced firsthand the comfort, balance, and support possible with Good Feet Arch Supports. And so have countless others who have pretty much given up hope. It's time you felt good again. Take your feet to the Good Feet store for a free personalized arch support fitting and test walk. Experience for yourself the comfort, balance, and support missing in your life. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now Vacaville, online at goodfeet.com.
The folks at M&S Auto know that inflation is tough on everybody. If you need an excellent, gently used car or truck, M&S has hundreds of vehicles on the lot on El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. M&S customers get great deals and they save thousands. Get a great deal now on super clean 4x4s, including Tacomas, Silverados, and Jeeps, and muscle cars, Challengers, Teslas, Mustangs, and even the occasional McLaren. M&S Auto, msautogroup.com.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, good morning. I'm Jay Mars. News broke late yesterday afternoon that Sacramento Kings guard De'Aaron Fox suffered an avulsion fracture of the left index finger. The injury was sustained during the fourth quarter of Game 4 versus the Warriors on Sunday afternoon. Fox is currently listed as doubtful for Wednesday's Game 5 matchup at the Golden One Center. You can read all about the injury and get all your Kings news right now at SactownSports.com. In other NBA playoff news, a pair of upsets are brewing in the first round. Let's start in the East, where the number 8 Miami Heat went up 3-1 on the number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks behind a career-high 56 points from Jimmy Butler. And then over in the West, the number 7 seed Lakers went up 3-1 on the number 2 seed Memphis Grizzlies behind a 22-point, 20-rebound performance from LeBron James, the first time LBJ has ever grabbed 20 points and 20 boards in a game.
I've done some pretty good, cool things in my career. I've never had 20 and 20 before, so That's pretty cool, I guess.
Heading over to the Diamond, the A's got 3 runs in the 10th to beat the Angels 11-10 in extra innings, and the Giants shut out the Cardinals 4-0 behind a complete Game 6 hitter from starter Alex Cobb. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Most likely this song will be played between the third and fourth quarter with Scott Freshour out there getting everybody ramped up at Golden One Center tomorrow night in a huge Game 5. I want to remind you that our first-round playoff coverage on Sactown Sports is brought to you by National Garage Door. National Garage Door, quality doors, quality people. Jason Ross, Carmichael Dave. Good morning.
I'd like to reiterate. Sorry, Jason. I'd like to reiterate. I mean, Enter Sandman is one of the all-time great classic crowd pump-up songs. But man, I just like to reiterate. Maybe for next year, I really want them to embrace. And I'm a broken record here. I want them to embrace basketball hell, and whether it be between the third and the fourth, or at some point. Probably, maybe even after whatever the timeout is, halfway through whatever it may be, the appropriate time. You have Scott Fresh on the mic saying, screaming, "Welcome to basketball hell!" And they you hear the bell from AC/DC's Hell's Bells come in, Trevor Hoffman style, dong dong ding 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 ding, and then the whole crowd goes, "Right!" And then you got pyro and all that crap. Yeah, hey, I'm all for stuff like that. We got to embrace basketball hell, man. Now that we're a good team, it has a whole different meaning. And again, not trying to sell merchandise for the Kings, but there's lots of hell merchandise out there.
It would sell. Hell would sell.
Hell sells. Who's buying?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think everybody's in. We'll get more into De'Aaron Fox, certainly the impact of that, what the Kings have to do with or without him in a huge Game 5 tomorrow. But Dave, I mean, this is the reality of the sport of sports, which I know you've been of the belief, like, let's ban injuries. And obviously in a perfect world, if that happened, we'd see every team potentially at their best. And that's a lot of times how we measure things. Because look, I look at the Milwaukee Bucks. Oh, they're the best team in the East. Well, when Giannis misses a couple games, they're not the same. If De'Aaron Fox is to miss a game, they're not the same. Somebody, John Morant played last night. He played pretty well, but you could tell there were times in the game where his hand was bothering him. I mean, injuries are a reality, an unfortunate reality, I would say, at this point in sports.
Yeah, they are. And it's almost like the basketball version of leaving it in the hands of the judges. Here's, whether it's Fox or any of these other things, I want to kind of, I was thinking about this yesterday too, and we'll talk about this, Jason. Just I think the worst part of this series is, I learned a lot about Warrior fans in this series. I really did. And the internet isn't real life, and it's a danger to think it is, because it's like you don't want to paint a whole group. But it's hard not to, especially when you're hearing it from the media.
Yeah.
Air quotes, media. But imagine if Steph Curry had an avulsion fracture in his finger, and he suffered it in game 4.
Mm-hmm.
And the Kings went on to win the series. I got to imagine not too many people on that side would be saying, hey, it's a good series. Good luck against the Lakers or Memphis. I think the entire narrative would be how lucky we were that Steph Curry injured his finger. And by the way, can I compare Steph Curry to De'Aaron Fox? You're damn right I can. This series specifically, they're almost a mirror. It is one of the great star battles we've seen recently in the playoffs. It's been phenomenal, and I just don't buy that. I know that there will be of course there's going to be folks on our side saying, "Hey, what if?" And that's the big equalizer there is, well, what if is you're right. What if? We don't know, but injuries are a part of the game, which is why when the team wins the championship, it's so many things. It's chemistry. It's obviously talent. It's coaching. You put all that in there, but it's health.
Yes.
The Warriors can tell you that. I saw, I think it was Nick Wright going through all of the injuries suffered, whether it's De'Aaron Fox or Chris Paul when he was with the Rockets. Like every year the Warriors have won a title. Some major player, Kyrie Irving breaking his kneecap, some major player has been injured. But what he didn't mention, and I like Nick, but what he didn't mention is, well, yeah, the entire Warriors team was pretty much in the hospital when they played the Raptors.
Correct.
And Toronto won a championship. Jason, it's such a big part of the game. It's as big, if not bigger, than dunks and jump shots.
Yeah. And if we take, it's kind of been one of the, I think, hidden secrets of the success of the Kings. They've been good. They were a good team this year. They have been good. But they took advantage of other people being injured while they stayed healthy. And that's more of a credit to the Kings staying healthy and taking advantage of some of that good fortune. I think the Warriors might have had a better regular season record had Steph been around for more games, Wiggins been around for more games, that whole thing. GP2 back with the team earlier. Lakers, this version of the Lakers certainly looks a lot better than what they had earlier. They had guys out for extended periods of time. Kings took advantage of that, and that's a smart thing to do. And now they're in a position where their most important player just got injured, and they're going to see if they can cope with that injury and play with him. So, I mean, it's a reality. It's happened to Kawhi Leonard again. It's happened to a lot of teams in this postseason, and it's just unfortunate that it happens, but it's a reality.
It also makes you wonder the what if, not just about this playoff series. We talk about how little the Kings have been affected by injury. However, now we're sitting here and we're saying, well, a handful of games into the season, one of their all-stars broke his hand. And I think the fact that Domantas Sabonis, which is why the whole chest x-ray conspiracy thing was so silly. The guy's played with a broken hand this entire year. You're talking about one of the toughest players in the NBA in a league where load management is this semi-accepted thing. This guy said, no, I'm not doing it. No, by the way, he's a free agent after next season. We've talked about this before, and he still has played. He's gone all NBA and all-star. He's been the third best center in the league behind two generational center seasons in Jokic and Embiid, and he still managed to do that. Now, what we don't talk about enough is what kind of a year does Domantas Sabonis have if he didn't break his hand?
Right.
And now you're in the postseason, and now your other all-star has a break in his hand. So have the Kings not been affected by injuries? Absolutely, asterisk. You could also argue that it's not the quantity, it's the quality. And in this case, the quality of the injuries that have affected this team. I just say this, Jason, because I don't want people going into next year going, man, we missed the injury bug this year. Oh, my God, can we do it again? No, how about this? How about if Sabonis and Fox have fully healthy seasons next year, plus another year under their belt with Herter and Monk and Keegan Murray? It could be something special to see as well.
For sure. And I'm going to do one reminder, too, for just here for Kings Fans Day from back in the best years of the Sacramento Kings, the 01, 02, 02, 03. What people seem to forget, Peja Stojakovic's jersey's in the rafters. He was injured in the Western Conference Finals, never started a game, played Game 5, Game 6, and Game 7 off the bench. I'm sure that series would have been different. It's the reality. It's the way it played out. The very next year, I still think was the best Kings team we've ever seen. You get to round 2, and Chris Webber shreds his knee. I think that postseason's different. It happens. It stinks. It's a reality. It's happened to other teams. It's happened to the Kings before. This one isn't as severe or as drastic as those. We'll see if Fox can go. We will see if he can go.
It is something that I where are we at here? It's something where, all right, we got a minute. I'll say this. We've talked before about during relocation how Seattle was the perfect time because the Kings fans had been through such garbage leading up to it that they were conditioned for Seattle. It's almost like with this injury in a weird, sad, tragic way. I think our fan base is obviously freaking out, but also, and I'm asking everybody listening and in the chat right now, wasn't there a little tiny thing in the back of your head that was just waiting for something? We're conditioned to wait for the football to get pulled away. Now, maybe Charlie Brown still kicks a football, Jason, but this is Sacramento, and I've said it many times. God hates Sacramento, always has, and here we go yet again. So you got to do what you got to do, man.
Absolutely. We got more on De'Aaron coming up at the top of the hour. When we come back, and a reminder, tomorrow we're going to do a little deeper dive into the future of the A's in Oakland or Vegas. Where might they land? Well, the commissioner thinks it's already going to be better for the A's in Las Vegas. We'll explain that when we come back next.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sactown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Sinking, that's going to get down for a hit. Around third, your scorer is Tony Kemp. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sactown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sactown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
Hey there, Jason Ross here to tell you about my friends at ACR Solar and Home Services. Go to acrsolar.com right now and check out all the different things that they have, that they provide. Certainly solar, whether that's home solar, pool solar. For us, the home services part, it was a roof. We needed a brand new roof as homeowners for nearly 20 years in our same home here in Sacramento. We had an older home. We had an older roof when we purchased the home, and we knew at some point, kind of going through it with our realtor, you'll probably need to take care of that roof at some time. And it went for a while, certainly, and roofs can last you a long, long time, and that's what's going to happen with us with our brand new roof, thanks to ACR Solar. So someone pointed out ACR Solar to us, and I'm so glad they did. Between John, the owner, Joe, the roofing expert, they were phenomenal for us. We got a brand new roof. It looks great. We've got the peace of mind, better curb appeal, improve home value, but most importantly, back to that peace of mind. We know we are safe and protected with that roof over our head through all the elements in the Northern California region that we have. I mean, we had all that rain. We're safe. All the heat that we're going to have coming up, we'll be fine. And we're going to have that roof on our house for years and years and years to come. So if it's home services, solar, whatever it might be, check out acrsolar.com.
Get to Acura of Stockton, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. And right now, lease a new Acura TLX, MDX, or Integra with low lease rates available. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Jiffy Lube's Country in the Park, Northern California's biggest country music festival of the year, is back May 5th and 6th at Cal Expo, starring Lady A,
Chris Young,
Brett Eldridge,
and so many more.
plus a Boots Boot and Line Dance Saloon, interactive lounges, and Sacramento's best food trucks. Weekend passes start at just $80. Tickets are on sale now at SactownSports.com. Country in the Park, brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort, Hanley's Western Wear, and Quick Hot Car Wash.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, basketball fans, the playoffs are here, and Sacramento's ready to win it all. And while you're cheering them on, you're going to want a nice, cool home to watch those games in. That's why you should call Fox Family Heating and Air for all of your air conditioning repair needs. With our amazing technicians and lifetime warranty on most repairs, we'll make sure that your home stays cool and comfortable for the playoffs. So come on, beat the buzzer and call Fox Family Heating and Air today.
Fox Family Heating and Air.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sactown Sports.
As we continue to roll along, more on De'Aaron Fox and him being doubtful for Game 5 coming up at the top of the next hour. A reminder tomorrow, too, Dave, we're going to get a little deeper dive into this Oakland A's situation. Casey Pratt is going to join us. He's been covering this team and a potential relocation to Las Vegas. So that'll be tomorrow, I think, at 8:30. Make sure you check that out. But, Dave, this story certainly is, the A's fan base. I just feel for them in this. It sure looks like they're on the straight line to Las Vegas, and Rob Manfred says already, look, they're going to thrive more and be more competitive in Las Vegas. So it seems like baseball wants them to go there.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to have, as you mentioned, Casey on. For those of you who don't know Casey, he works in TV down there, along with guys like Brody Brazil, and Kings fans can identify with this. They're media members, but they're also huge A's fans who, whether it's them, their families, kids, have grown up as A's fans. And, I believe there's time to be impartial and there's time to be a human. And I very much like and respect, and I think we can identify with guys like Casey, who I think has been on top of this more than anyone, and guys like Brody, who really have kind of thrown off the not that they're not still journalists, but they've thrown off the bias to say, hey, listen, we care, and so we can use our platforms to shine light on this. And I was having some offline conversations with Casey about this. I think he's really on the right track, Jason. We're going to play a clip tomorrow of him from, I want to say, a few months ago, when things were actually looking pretty good for Howard Turner. And he was saying, before this whole thing's said and done, I think it's going to fall apart. They're both going to walk away from the table, and then they're going to come back and get it done. And I started thinking, God, I seem to remember a time when Kevin Johnson and the Maloof brothers, remember George entered the fray. Yeah. They came to an agreement in Orlando, and George and Gavin Maloof was crying, and they were also happy that they came to this non-binding agreement. And then months later, you remember the infamous press conference, the one that probably got me fired, where George was saying, there's no deal. They tanked the deal because they didn't want to pay pre-development costs of like $2-3 million. This very well might be the pre-development costs that John Fisher is throwing out. He has thrown hurdles everywhere. The city is not blameless. This has been a long and arduous process, but I put almost all the blame squarely on John Fisher. The difference between the Kings situation and the A's situation is very simple. The Kings had a commissioner that was dead set against relocation, and the Kings had a mayor that was a former star in the NBA. The NBA very much takes care of their own. It was really a perfect world. The A's don't have that. As you mentioned, they have a commissioner that wants them to go to Vegas, who claims that they can be more competitive in Vegas, which is absolute trash. Gary Bettman might be, the NHL commissioner, might be the worst commissioner in American sports. Rob Manfred is arguably worse. He's disconnected. He's not genuine. He comes from the Bud Selig mode of three-piece frauds. And for him to say that the A's could leave Oakland, which, by the way, is San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose. It is a top 7 market in the United States. And go to Las Vegas, where people burst into flames in the summertime to think that tourism is going to fill not 8 times a year like they do in, or should I say 8 or 9 like they do in football. And the Knights have been fantastic, the Golden Knights. But again, that's half the home games.
Right.
It's unfair. It's not genuine. And if I'm A's fans, and again, I know I'm going off on this, and we'll talk to Casey about this tomorrow, I think their play is very simple. They shouldn't be in Oakland, and they shouldn't be in Vegas. A's fans should organize, and they should be in Carson City, in the state capital, and they should be doing everything they can to block this move and wait for John Fisher to pull out the Maloof move, which is finally agree to sell the team to somebody. And once he agrees to sell the team, now you really have an opening here.
Yeah, and that's the thing in all of this that's what everybody seems to want. Fans certainly. I don't know what Fisher wants, and I don't know that the Maloofs wanted to sell the team. Then they got to a deal and to a spot where it felt right, and certainly they did quite well financially. And that Manfred works for the ownerships, for the owners of all these other teams. Dave, what's your gut on what the other owners want? And I think to me, it's they want whatever gives them the chance to line their pockets some more, and a relocation would help them. But also, maybe they're also secretly going, yeah, we need to get this guy Fisher out of here. I don't know what other owners of baseball teams want.
Well, and you're dead on it. Owners don't care about fans; they care about the pockets. And you really have two roads here for Major League Baseball owners. On one hand, baseball owners are always CEOs and presidents of their companies. They're always in charge. And one thing you got to know about these types of people, they don't like being told what they can or can't do with their business. They don't like being told or setting a precedent that they can or can't do something with their business. And the 4 votes that were in favor of King's relocation, each one of those owners, on or off the record, that was basically it. They voted no in principle because they didn't want to set a precedent that if they wanted to move their team, they couldn't move their team. But owners also like the precedent of finance and financing, and what what Oakland is offering up, not just directly, but with the development of Howard Terminal, would be one of the largest real estate deals in the entire country, public-private involved. That is a huge precedent for other owners who may in the future want to go to cities and ask for a handout to build a stadium. So what this really, and again, I want to talk to Casey about this too, what this really kind of comes down to as well, there's so many fascinating side stories to this, is, Jason, there's a world in which Oakland's, and I'm speaking about the city and A's fans, their biggest ally in this whole thing, specifically to Vegas, might be Mark Davis.
Wow.
It might, in fact, be Mark Davis, who is very vocal about how the A's, whether you believe it or not, this is how he feels, screwed them over time and time again, was sharing the Coliseum, blocked them for doing this, that, and whatever. They finally moved. Mark Davis pulled an absolute beautiful job business-wise making that move, and he doesn't want the competition either.
Right.
So Mark is deeply connected and is somebody that could be a huge asset for Oakland fans.
Yeah, I mean, that's really an interesting angle, and we're going to get a deeper dive into that tomorrow when Casey Pratt joins us again. That's scheduled for tomorrow at 8:30. All right, Dave and I have knocked out 1 hour. We got more to go. When we come back, a big question here about De'Aaron Fox, who's listed as doubtful. Do you think we've seen the last of De'Aaron in this series? Dave and I will answer that when we come back here on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sactown Sports wants to congratulate Kings head coach Mike Brown for being the first coach to unanimously win the NBA Coach of the Year award.
100 first place votes, first time ever. Wow. A unanimous decision.
Hey, thank you guys. Thank you, everybody. I'm really appreciative of being in Sacramento. The fans, the city has been fantastic.
How will Coach Brown lead the Kings during the playoffs?
Tune into Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com to find out.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce, such as child custody and property division, among many others. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant or harder to follow. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell. We're a partner men can count on.
500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814. Cordell.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Valley Strong Credit Union.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Tuesday starts out pleasant with temperatures in the lower 50s. Heading into the afternoon, we'll have bright sunshine, a bit of a north breeze, and highs today in the upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, capital, and everything in between. Learn about all the benefits of being a business banking member at valleystrong.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave telling you something you already know, which is your time is important. That's why at American Energy Heat and Air, they make shopping for a new furnace or air conditioner easier with their new online quoting tool. All you got to do Go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote now, today. Do it right now. It'll help you determine what system you'll need to get and provide the best pricing options, all from the comforts of your home. You don't have to have somebody come out and walk around your house and blah, blah, blah. Just do the quoting tool. It's so easy. AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. I absolutely love these folks. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
At Elk Grove Honda, we'd like to help you purchase your next new Honda. Right now at Elk Grove Honda, new Hondas are arriving on a regular basis, including the newly designed CR-V, new design Accords, exciting Civics, and much more. And Elk Grove Honda's pre-owned inventory offers choices there as well. So give Elk Grove Honda a chance to show you the new or pre-owned Honda you're looking for. We are Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard, or visit us at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
At the Gonzalez Law Office, we focus on trials and litigation to achieve the best result. For over a decade, Jonathan Gonzalez has conducted more than 60 jury trials to verdict, and since 2016 has only lost 2. We understand how to fight for our clients and make sure our clients get the best results. We don't settle for less, and neither should you. Call us to handle all your criminal and injury cases. 916-304-9187. That's 916-304-9187. Or visit us at saclegaldefense.com.
Warehouse Paint is where the local pros go for all of their paint project needs. Enjoy same-day turnarounds, same-day color matching, color consultation services, and free job site deliveries. With a large in-stock selection of PPG and Benjamin Moore paints and stains, and an expert sales team that is here to help, Warehouse Paint has exactly what you need to complete your next project. Visit warehousepaint.com to find a store near you. That's warehousepaint.com.
The summer's heating up with some of your favorite country stars at Lake Tahoe Outdoor Arena at Harvey's. Featuring country's biggest stars. Dirk Bentley's Gravel and Gold Tour, Friday, August 4th. Sam Hunt's Summer on the Outskirts Tour, Sunday, August 13th. Darius Rucker's Starting Fires Tour, Saturday, August 19th. Kane Brown's Drunker Dreaming Tour, Thursday, August 31st. And Friday, September 1st. Don't miss these country all-stars plus more. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and ApeConcerts.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kip Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kip Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Capital Casino back with indoor gaming and dining located inside at 411 North 16th Street, downtown Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Your home for the biggest matchups in the NFL. Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, good morning. I'm Jay Mars. News broke late yesterday afternoon that Sacramento Kings guard De'Aaron Fox suffered an avulsion fracture of the left index finger. The injury was sustained during the fourth quarter of Game 4 versus the Warriors on Sunday afternoon. Fox is currently listed as doubtful for Wednesday's Game 5 matchup at the Golden One Center. You can read all about the injury and get all your Kings news right now at SactownSports.com. In other NBA playoff news, a pair of upsets are brewing in the first round. Let's start in the East, where the number 8 Miami Heat went up 3-1 on the number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks behind a career-high 56 points from Jimmy Butler. And then over in the West, the number 7 seed Lakers went up 3-1 on the number 2 seed Memphis Grizzlies behind a 22-point, 20-rebound performance from LeBron James, the first time LBJ has ever grabbed 20 points and 20 boards in a game.
I've done some pretty good, cool things in my career. I've never had 20 and 20 before, so that's pretty cool, I guess.
Heading over to the Diamond, the A's got 3 runs in the 10th to beat the Angels 11-10 in extra innings, and the Giants shut out the Cardinals 4-0 behind a complete Game 6 hitter from starter Alex Cobb. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone. When he's not on the microphone, he's playing a song. And when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
All right, hour number 2 underway. Jason Ross here in our studios. Carmichael Dave still working from the home studio setup. Always looks good. If you want to check it out, see all the different things Dave has in the background, go to our YouTube page. And while you're there, hit the thumbs up button. We had a good day yesterday. That thumbs up little signature at the, you can see that icon at the bottom. Let's ramp up there. Let's get that numbers way up, especially when you like Dave's background. Look, he's got purple, supporting the Kings. I got Kings on today. He's got the hard hat in the background. Is that Kenny's or yours?
Let's see. That's nope, that's mine.
Okay.
That was from the groundbreaking. I got the Kingpin Classic bowling pin from one of the charity deals a while ago. The King's Skull from Mexico.
Yes, I have that one.
The Lombardi Trophy from that's my wife's when she won her fantasy league. I guess I can't take credit for
I
that.
thought she won the Super Bowl.
And I know we got a lot to get into. Gotta say this though, man. Just saw this during the break. We have lost an absolute giant in the music industry. Harry Belafonte passes away at 96 years old. I know there's a whole generation that's gonna remember Harry Belafonte from Beetlejuice, the dance they did there, the Deo, that's. But it goes so far beyond. I've always been fascinated with Harry Belafonte's career, not just in music, but his legacy, his charity, and just the respect that he has and had from the music industry. I'll always remember in an outtake from the famous taping of "We Are the World" back in, I think it was 84, 85. You got Michael Jackson, Bob Dylan, Diana Ross. You have the greatest of the greats in a room, and during a break, they recorded it overnight after the American Music Awards. Everyone's tired, everyone's caffeined up, everyone's just they're doing take after take after take, and then all of a sudden, someone, I forget who, just busts out a Day-O, and before you know it, you have the greatest artist in the world singing 3-part harmony. And just really doing this tribute to Harry, who was almost uncomfortable because he's looking around and everyone's just kind of doing this tribute to him. It was such a special, special moment. And the things he did for the culture. We're talking about a guy who was a close confidant of Martin Luther King Jr. I always say, Jason, and I'll wrap it up here, that when somebody passes, the good news, if you will, is that some people that maybe weren't familiar with that person, they hit Wikipedia, they hit the internet, and maybe take some time to learn about this person. You're going to see today a lot of obituaries, a lot of people talking about him, and I would invite you to take a moment today and just make it simple. Go to Wikipedia, put in Harry Belafonte, and read about a man who did not get cheated. 96 years old, a life well lived, and man, he will be missed.
Yeah, for sure. So, passing there. You said it was earlier today or last night?
I don't know exactly when it was. I learned it just broke
Gotcha.
Over the break, and I'm throwing you something that's impossible to transition out of. So let me do the honors here. Rest in peace, Harry Belafonte. Moving on to basketball, the big story today, De'Aaron Fox, Jason.
Yeah, for sure. And we also have people hitting us up on our text line at 916-339-1140 about the question we basically asked going to the break. Do we think we've seen the last of De'Aaron in the series? My short answer on that, Dave, is no. I don't think so. I think De'Aaron's going to do what he can. And I think this is my best guess, 100% opinion, not medically based on anything else. Not even a pain tolerance thing. I think for De'Aaron, it's got to be a measurement, Dave, of impact, because De'Aaron's been incredible. He's shown that he's made for this. He's been awesome in the postseason. We thought he would be. He's been as good, if not better. And I don't think De'Aaron would do anything that would compromise his team. I think it's, look, what version of him will he be? How effective can he be? And that's only something he and the coaching staff will know. But I think that's where my lean is De'Aaron's going to try. And if he thinks he is a plus player, an asset to the team, he's going to go. That's my opinion.
Yeah. And I again, you want to be really careful. We're both going out of our way to be careful to the point where it's probably annoying to the listeners to not try to set up expectations or put words in De'Aaron's mouth. I can say this, you can say this, covering the guy since, he was drafted. If De'Aaron Fox can physically play, he's going to play. There is no toughness question. If De'Aaron Fox does not play in game 5, it's going to be because he isn't effective. He's a one-handed player, if you will. This is the pointer finger on his shooting hand. This is not an offhand. This isn't a pinky. This is arguably the most important finger on the most important hand for a guy that uses touch for a lot of those middies he shoots. So if he's not out there, there's a good reason. I think he's going to be out there. You think he's going to be out there. And then it just really, Jason, maybe the toughest job in this whole shebang is the coach of the year having the trust of his player to say, listen, if I don't think you're helping the team by being out there, I gotta pull you. I'm going to give you the leash you deserve. But Mike Brown may be forced to make an incredibly difficult decision and pull a willing superstar out of the series because he's got to think team first.
Yeah, he might be in that spot. I don't know. And the other part, too, let's think about who was it the other day? Jaylen Brown wearing the face mask in Boston. He got to a point where it was like, this is bothering me. I'm not comfortable. Took it off. Now, maybe medically they're like, no, that's not the right idea. But he played, and he was actually a much better player the rest of that game for the Boston Celtics. It's probably finding whatever protective covering they could put on that finger. I know a lot of people said, well, look, De'Aaron still scored 7 points after the alleged point of the injury in game 4. Yes, he did, but that's also one of the adrenaline moments, the swelling, the injury, like the impact of all of that hasn't quite hit him. Now it has. He knows it's broken. Everybody knows it's broken. And just, is it going to be as simple as, Dave, you pass him a ball and, just on the catch, it hurts. Like, I mean, it's different than just say, hey, toughen up. I mean, that's impacting everything you do. And so, again, I think we're back to the term effectiveness. How effective can he be?
At the risk of sounding ignorant, and I'm never afraid of that, I went back. It was around the 4.5-minute mark, it looked like, when he hurt. What I was thinking about it when you just said that, Jason. Do you remember? I thought it was Fox, and he was trying a cross-court pass, top of the three-point line, and it went in between two players out of bounds late.
Yes.
That was after the injury, right?
You know what? I think so. And I remember going, what happened there? Yeah, I think you're right.
So I find myself wondering, I mean, honestly, I needed to go back because I wanted to look at a shot chart post-injury, if that's the case, to see. But you're exactly right. Anyone who's ever played sports at any level or been involved in anything that required adrenaline knows that you can hurt something when you're playing, and the next morning you go, oh my God, what did I do? I put no stock in what De'Aaron did after the fact, other than to say, wow, that was amazing what he did. But that doesn't inform what he would do in game 5 when everyone knows what's going on, when everybody knows about the injury, including himself. There's going to be a confidence thing. But you know this, Jason. I mean, all day today, who knows about yesterday, but I know this, he's going to be shooting a lot of baskets today. He's going to be, and I almost wonder now, when you get into the strategy and the chess of the situation, I wonder how open shoot around is going to be today to the media, because if I'm the Warriors, I'm looking at, and if I'm anyone covering this team, especially from the Golden State side, I've got a camera on De'Aaron Fox shooting, and maybe they just elect to not have him shoot. You got to play the mystery. It's now a chess game. He may be a $30 million decoy when he goes out there. He's a hell of a decoy too. But Jason, if he's out there, I got to think, if you're the Warriors, now all of a sudden you have a luxury that is ridiculous. You're able to, at least at first, you're going to sag off of him. You're going to clog the lane. You're going to continue and build on keeping everyone down low. And at some point, if De'Aaron plays, they're going to force him to shoot from outside. And those first 3, 4, 5 shots are going to dictate the entire ball game.
Yeah, and then we're all looking at the offense because that's how terrific De'Aaron is. But it's a physical series. So now he's switched and he's guarding Curry. Or he's had to guard Curry a lot, or Clay or Wiggins. And De'Aaron bodies people, reaches that hand in. And like if it's impacting him just even subconsciously, like, well, I got to protect this hand. I'm not going to reach in here on this. Well, that's impacting his game. So I think you have to look at all entities of what he provides, and it's really a terrific offensive player. But he's a good defensive player too.
Yeah. And I would say that is one area where Davion Mitchell is has an edge. And I think De'Aaron Fox has been wonderfully engaged on defense through this series. And oh, by the way, to ask a player to do what he does offensively and just the pure cardio of it, and then on top of that, try to chase around Steph Curry when very rarely is Steph Curry checking De'Aaron Fox. It's amazing in itself, but we're also going to get a chance. This is a big moment for Davion Mitchell. This is a huge moment for Davion Mitchell. And I got to think Keegan Murray and Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk are all looking in the mirror, and I'm going to put the focus straight up on our guy. We need Kevin Huerter in Game 5, and
100%.
The Huerter slander, Jason, I think has been a little bit overboard. I think a lot of people are missing the job he's doing on Klay Thompson, the things he's doing in between the lines that have been absolutely vital in this series. But his offense, for him, and I say this with love and respect because I hold him to a higher standard. And Kevin, if you've listened to him the many times he's been on the show this year, I guarantee you he'd be sitting here nodding his head. The offense has not been anywhere near up to his par, his standards. And just like Keegan had his breakout in Game 4, we need Kevin Huerter to have his breakout in Game 5.
Big time. We're 90 seconds away from 3 for Madness, brought to you by Fire Wings. 3 questions, 3 answers. That's coming up on Sactown Sports.
It's Cattles and Rami.
I think it's time for a break. Oh, of all the people in the world telling us when to break. That's delicious. How many breaks have you run through like a marathoner? Quite a few. And we're late because you and Simone want to do whispering for 4 minutes. Turned into an ASMR show. What the hell's happening?
Cattles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Hi, Jay. What do you got in there?
Well, I wish I had 21 different flavors to choose from Fire Wings. That'd be a good breakfast.
Excellent breakfast.
Do they open for breakfast?
They should.
They need to open for breakfast.
Breakfast wings?
Breakfast wings. Just wing it.
Yeah.
They're pointing out on the text line that Kevin Huerter's 3 of 21 from beyond the arc. That's 21 different flavors. Maybe that's a sign he's gone through the gauntlet and now he's ready to go.
All righty then. Well, we're ready to go here. And so is Aaron Rodgers in New York because he's officially a Jet. True or false, Rodgers will lead the Jets to the playoffs in 2023.
Before I get to my answer, being that I'm here and Jason, you're in there, and thank you both for covering yesterday as I get through whatever the hell this is. Good morning, Jay.
Hi, how you doing?
I hadn't spoken to you.
I know.
At all.
I know.
How you
He was
doing?
crying in there.
A little bit.
Shout
I'm
out
good
to
now.
you.
I got
was-
through it. Took an
I was-
hour to, console myself. Self-regulated, self-soothed, but I'm back.
I was half sleeping, but I had you guys on yesterday, and
Sound like the rest of the audience.
the part that did stand out to me, I got to say, I was very proud of you when you guys got to crosstalk. And I think the first thing out of your mouth, Kyle, was "Shut up, Warrior fan."
Hey, I just sensed it.
What I would have done. I'd have done the
sensed
same thing.
I sensed the entitlement right away. I'm just like, ew.
Yeah,
Gross.
Conspiracies and all that crap. Yeah, the Jets will make the playoffs next year, and that's tough to say because, again, as we're dealing with Sacramento, you never know with injuries and this and that, whatever. I want to say the Jets were the either third or fourth best scoring defense in the league last year, and that's Robert Saleh's calling card. Now you just gave him Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers has done wonders with very, very little at times in the past. I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to necessarily go to the AFC Championship, but Aaron Rodgers to me has shown zero signs of letting up. And you can say whatever you want about the human. You can say whatever you want about Aaron Rodgers. What you cannot say is that he is not a phenomenal quarterback. Yeah, I don't think the Jets are necessarily done making moves either, but every wide receiver, every tight end on that squad just leveled up big time. And it's not like that division, what do you have? You have Miami and Buffalo and friends. You've got competition there. The Patriots. I think the Jets squeak in as a wild card. Yeah.
I'm going to go with false, and I'm saying this based on the quarterbacks that he's going against. The AFC is loaded. He has changed conferences. This could be a jarring reality, I think, for Aaron Rodgers. He is no longer in the Bears and the Vikings and the Lions division. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the division.
Yeah, it's changed. It's completely changed for him, and not that his division is a juggernaut, but the AFC in totality, I think, is just stacked. There's way more top-level quarterbacks. He was probably the best quarterback in the NFC. Now he's joining the AFC. It's gonna be tough for him. I'm gonna say false. They miss out.
You know what's my favorite storyline that hasn't really been talked about yet, though, is going from the Green Bay media, which I believe has like a journalist and a newspaper, to New York.
Yeah, a little different.
Yeah, that's a great storyline. Weird no one mentioned it earlier for 10 minutes on the show.
10 minutes ago?
Yeah. Anyway, question 2.
Question 2.
The Lakers went up 3-1 on the Grizzlies last night. Are the Lakers the scariest team in the West?
No, the Suns are the scariest team in the West because of who they have on their team. But do not ever dismiss greatness. And it's such a weird position for Kings fans, and not everybody has to feel the way I feel. But man, I can't tell you I was rooting for the Lakers, but I certainly was rooting for LeBron James last night. I may not like greatness depending on the team it's on, but I respect it. And Dylan Brooks disrespected LeBron James. And if you, no pun intended, if you come at the King, you best not miss. He didn't drop 40 on Dylan Brooks, but he did something weirdly in his career he's never done before, going for 20-20. LeBron James willed that team to an overtime victory. It was... You have to, you don't have to. I have to put aside my Laker hate in those moments. And Memphis is a little bit hateable, number one. And number two, I just respect sports too much. I thought it was an amazing watch. It was an entertaining watch. He completely thwarted Dylan Brooks at every level. I ain't rooting for the Lakers, but I was rooting for LeBron James last night. And they may not be the Suns, Jason.
Yeah.
But just don't discount the power of LeBron James.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think everything you just said is spot on. I don't think the Lakers are the scariest team by any means, and I think you got to look at some other candidates here. You mentioned the Suns. I think they may be the most talented. I think quickly we always forget the team that has the best record and is darn near unbeatable at home is Denver. Yeah. And then you go to a team, look, the Kings are still playing them. I don't know who's going to win this series between the Kings and the Warriors, but they are the champs. If they get through this, I think we've all said, like, if the Warriors keep kind of getting through, they might be a really dangerous and scary team too. So credit to the Lakers, up 3-1, but I also keep an eye on that series. If Memphis is going home, it could be 3-2 easily, and they have to win one in LA and maybe make it back for Game 7. I wouldn't be surprised if that one gets extended.
Well, we know if they lose Game 5, they won't talk about it, will they?
No, not at all.
I know we got to go to question 3. Let me ask you guys something, and this is in a vacuum. We don't want to talk about this, but I just want to ask you, if the Warriors were to come out of this series with the Kings,
mm-hmm.
Is there any part of you, even despite all the crap with the media and fans and all that, is there a kickstart part of your fandom that consciously roots a little bit for the Warriors? Because if they beat us and they go on, you say, well, we lost to the champs. Does that kick in at all?
No,
not
right?
really.
Me neither.
Yeah.
God, stupid thought.
Question 3.
I would think.
Question 3.
Can't believe you brought that up.
I don't know why that broke me, but it did. The Rockets have hired former Celtics head coach Ime Udoka. Are you surprised Udoka found a job so quickly?
Oh, number 1, we're all broken, Jay, at this point. Number 2, remember, it's the postseason for us as well. It's been a long season. Am I surprised? No, listen, on the surface, I don't want to get too deep into this because no matter what, it's a lava pit. And it sounds like you're diminishing or excusing. Obviously, Tillman Fertitta and the Rockets believe that Ime Udoka has earned a second chance, but also
I'd love to know what the qualifiers were for that second chance to earn it.
He almost won a championship with the Celtics. Listen, if Ime Udoka is, insert crappy average to below average coach in the NBA right now, well, let's put it this way. If Ime Udoka was Ty Lue, who knows what happens? And I'm talking about a coach in the playoffs, Darvin Ham. These guys don't yet have the respect that Ime Udoka got from a season of coaching the Celtics. Winning trumps everything. And yes, there are certain things that one can do. It doesn't matter how good you are. Trevor Bauer, for example, it doesn't matter how good you are. Teams don't want to tackle that. In this case, Houston's taking a chance that any blowback, which I haven't heard much blowback, is going to blow past because guess what? When it comes down to it, and this isn't all fans, but this is most fans, when it comes down to it, if it gives you a better chance to win, most fans will convince themselves that it's not an issue, nor should it be.
Exactly. That's it. I mean, think about Udoka. I don't think it's surprising that he got a job this quickly. Seemed like the Nets were falling all over themselves to hire him, and then all of a sudden they got cold feet, went to Jacques Vaughn. But here's Houston, which is not in the limelight as of now. They've got a young team. Maybe this is a guy who's seemingly, when he's had the job, done a nice job. He had the other things off the court that other people have to worry about and the Rockets have to take into consideration. But, Dave, you hit it perfectly. If I think fans, organizations can all look past some other things if the results are there. And so far, his track record has shown that the results are there, and hopefully he can clean up the other stuff. So there you go. All right, that's 3 for Madness, all brought to you by our friends at Fire Wings. Yes. All right. When we come back, life without Fox, it could be a possibility. Can the Kings win and beat the Warriors without De'Aaron Fox? We discuss that next.
The Kings dropped a heartbreaker to the Warriors in Game 4.
Harrison Barnes with a launch for 3. It's no good. It came off the heel as time expires.
With the series tied at 2, the Kings look to regain the series lead Wednesday at the Golden One Center. Our coverage starts with Cattles and Rami, live from Doco at 2 p.m., followed by tip-off at 7 on Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports first round coverage is brought to you by
National Garage Door. Quality doors, quality quality people.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Tuesday starts out pleasant with temperatures in the lower 50s. Heading into the afternoon, we'll have bright sunshine, a bit of a north breeze, and highs today in the upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
A nice warm shower is not so nice if it doesn't drain like it should. Well, let's fix that right now. Get a sewer inspection, including mainline drain cabling and video analysis, just $97. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street, right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
We all know the pain of being stuck in the past. But with Roseville Electric, you can get current. Roseville Electric provides you with clean, reliable electric solutions for your home or business. Whether you're looking to go electric, reduce your carbon footprint, or simply save on your monthly energy bill, Roseville Electric has a solution for you. For more info, visit getcurrentroseville.com today.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find: happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop. O'Reilly.
O'Reilly Auto Parts provides more than just the right parts for your repair. Our professional parts people can also offer free check engine light diagnosis. We can scan your vehicle and provide a list of possible fixes. Find the right parts for you or recommend a great local repair shop. Don't ignore your check engine light. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, basketball fans, the playoffs are here, and Sacramento's ready to win it all. And while you're cheering them on, you're going to want a nice, cool home to watch those games in. That's why you should call Fox Family Heating and Air for all of your air conditioning repair needs. With our amazing technicians and lifetime warranty on most repairs, we'll make sure that your home stays cool and comfortable for the playoffs. So come on, beat the buzzer and call Fox Family Heating and Air today.
Fox Family Heating and Air.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, good morning. I'm Jay Mars. News broke late yesterday afternoon that Sacramento Kings guard De'Aaron Fox suffered an avulsion fracture of the left index finger. The injury was sustained during the fourth quarter of Game 4 versus the Warriors on Sunday afternoon. Fox is currently listed as doubtful for Wednesday's Game 5 matchup at the Golden One Center. You can read all about the injury and get all your Kings news right now at SactownSports.com. And other upsets are brewing in the first round. Let's start in the East, where the number 8 Miami Heat went up 3-1 on the number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks behind a career-high 56 points from Jimmy Butler. And then over in the West, the number 7 seed Lakers went up 3-1 on the number 2 seed Memphis Grizzlies behind a 22-point, 20-rebound performance from LeBron James, the first time LBJ has ever grabbed 20 points and 20 boards in a game.
I've done some pretty good, cool things in my career. I've never had 20 and 20 before, so that's pretty cool, I guess.
Heading over to the Diamond, the A's got 3 runs in the 10th to beat the Angels 11-10 in extra innings, and the Giants shut out the Cardinals 4-0 behind a complete Game 6 hitter from starter Alex Cobb. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
And a reminder, our first round playoff coverage on Sactown Sports is brought to you by National Garage Door. National Garage Door, quality doors, quality people. Jason Ross, Carmichael Dave, Jay Mars. We take you until 10 o'clock. Coming in our final segment, we will visit with Chris Watkins. Kyle Madsen back in again today. Little celebrity birthdays.
Yeah.
All that coming your way and much more. But, Dave, a lot of the conversation, and it will continue today and certainly tomorrow, as the wait continues. Man, the gap in this first round, the days off. And in this case, I think it might be a good thing for the Kings, getting everything kind of planned to see how they can either play with De'Aaron Fox or if they have to play without him.
Yeah. In this case, this is the first time this series where I would say the layoff is advantage Kings. Listen, a day or two is not going to heal De'Aaron Fox's finger, but it is going to give them an opportunity to, once he has, whether it's swelling or pain set in, whatever it is, to try a number of different things. Listen, this is high-level billion-dollar business, but they're all human beings. So for all we know today, they've got 9 different get-ups that they can put on De'Aaron Fox's finger, and they're just going to have him go through shooting after shooting after shooting. They may also say, all right, we've seen you shoot 10 shots, lay off. You need to save those bullets for the game itself.
Yeah.
And also Davion Mitchell may need to be running a little bit with the first team as well. So Mike Brown basically has today and then shoot around tomorrow to really figure this thing out. And, if only we had the coach of the year unanimously to be in charge. Oh, wait, we do. But there's only so many levers he can pull when your superstar is out.
It's funny you said, there may be as much work on 9 different get-ups and what you mean about, different things they could put on De'Aaron's finger to protect it, to see what's the most comfortable. And some people are like, yeah, whatever you come up with, that'll work. That's actually probably one of the key things if you go back to Sabonis' injury. Certainly not the same thing, but there was talk that Sabonis wasn't even going to miss a game. They just couldn't come up. He had too much swelling to come up with the right kind of initial kind of padding / it wasn't a brace, but tape padding for him to play. And it just took one more day to get swelling down. And then they came up with a contraption that he was comfortable enough with. And he played with that for several weeks. Finding whatever that is where you can kind of try to keep the touch as true as can be, but also protect the finger has got to be one of the trickiest elements of this whole thing.
Yeah. And when you talk about Sabonis, it's so funny to think about that he broke this hand near the beginning of the season. And I'm trying to think about if I can remember one time other than right after it happened and media asked him, I'm trying to think about one time that he talked about it. And it's really amazing when you think about the year this kid had, the career year that he had, the all-NBA year that he had, and the fact that, Jason, how many times during the game, after the game, did he get hit there in his broken hand? Did he have it stuffed in an ice bath? I mean, all the stuff that we don't see during the games that he went through, but I think it's really, really a bad road to go down. I don't want anyone to say, well, Sabonis played through a broken hand. De'Aaron can play through a broken fingertip. These are two completely different injuries.
Yeah, and then working with Doug for the amount of time that it did and the time that he was here at the station, one thing he would always say is, look, you're not, if you're the Warriors or anybody really, if the Kings were to advance too, and De'Aaron, it's not like the finger, hey, if they won game 5 and game 6, De'Aaron's finger's fine. I mean, this is still going to be something that, will probably linger for a little bit. But Doug would say, look, you don't attack this in a dirty way, but you also are very aware on the other team that you've got someone that's injured in some way, shape, or form. And you just know it. That's the only way I could put it, is so like if there's a situation where everybody's diving for a loose ball and someone's got an injured hand, you just don't know how things will go, but maybe you dive in there as well and see if, hey, my elbow happened to hit that finger or hand. It's just the way of the world when an opposing team knows that there's something ailing you. People will definitely be aware of it and maybe attack at that.
Let's just say it. You don't think Draymond Green's looking at this and look at his chops? Draymond Green's gonna, have a couple of reach-in fouls in game 5, and it's a little dirty. It's a little bit stinky.
Yeah,
but
it's sports though.
It's sports. Yep. It's what happens, and that finger is gonna have a big X on it where it marks the spot where I listened to Draymond Green's podcast after game 4. I hadn't had a chance to be on the air since then. As much as I cannot stand him on the floor, I I could listen to him talk basketball all day.
Yeah.
He took responsibility for things I didn't know were his fault. And he pointed some things out that I didn't catch during the game at all. You say whatever you want about Draymond Green, and I can say plenty. Dude's going to do whatever he can do, whether it's within or without the or outside the rules. He's going to do whatever he can do to help his team win a championship. And if part of that means that he's going to be called dirty and he's going to look bad, but if it makes De'Aaron Fox even 5% less effective, that 5% 1, 2, 3, 4 points and what could be a very tight game, he's going to do it. So count on that.
Oh, for sure. And the other part about this, the offshoot of, what we're talking about is, can De'Aaron, find his way through this? Dave, the reality for the Kings is they're really thin at that position all of a sudden because, let's keep in mind that Matthew Dellavedova is actually out with a broken finger and hasn't been active, and I don't think will be active. So you've got Davion, but your other kind of facilitators on this offense clearly are Sabonis and Malik Monk, but they don't truly have the term of another classic point guard, and you could even argue maybe Davion's not a classic point guard. So they're kind of thin all of a sudden at that position.
Well, I don't want to challenge what you say, but I would amend it as well. I don't think De'Aaron Fox is a classic point guard.
That's probably true.
Steve Nash and Chris Paul, those are classic point guards. De'Aaron is not your 10 assist a night guy. Really, their classic point guard is Sabonis. And they've kind of had a hybrid in playmakers. So the good news for Kings fans is when it comes to playmaking, you can rely on Domantas Sabonis and what is a very good passing team. Look, there's going to be – here's what you can't discount, and this isn't me trying to spin De'Aaron Fox being hurt and possibly out as a good thing. If there are good things about it, it's that you have every member of that starting lineup and beyond going, okay, I've got to step up. This is a huge opportunity for me, not in a selfish way, huge opportunity for me to help this ball club. There's possibly – and again, this is worst case scenario if he's out. There's possibly 20 to 25 shots, 17 shots, whatever it may be, that's available that have to be spread around somewhere, and somebody has to step up. I don't think they're going to lose a lot of playmaking per se. What I think is going to happen is that defense is going to, as we talked about earlier, it's going to be able to sag back a little bit, and that's when it's incumbent on if it's Davion Mitchell. Listen, Davion Mitchell is not as quick as De'Aaron Fox, but he ain't that far behind. He's incredibly quick, and he has that slash ability to be able to get to the basket like De'Aaron Fox does. He's going to have to do that. If it's Malik Monk, if it's Terrence Davis, whoever's taking over that role, even if it's just for 5-10 minutes, if it's Malik Monk, you got to hit your outside shots. You hit your outside shots, that defense is going to stop sagging. And you know what else, Jason? We talked about Kevin Huerter earlier. I will say this. Domantas Sabonis has to hit his elbow jumpers. I hope he takes 30 elbow jumpers in Game 5 and just keep shooting. If we lose and we lost because Domantas Sabonis took 20 elbow jumpers and made 5, I'll live with that. But he has got to quit. And if I'm Mike Brown, I'm right up in his you-know-what saying, dude, you got to quit hesitating. If you get the ball on the elbow, and there's nobody within a foot of you, if you don't take that jumper, I'm pulling you, dude. I need you to hit that shot. And if he does, they're going to be able to adjust a lot better than if he doesn't.
You're talking about Sabonis. We want to tackle that topic next because with or without Fox, Domantas Sabonis is a guy it's been more difficult. He's been the one the Warriors have done the most excellent job, I would say, on at this point of keeping him from his standard performance. So can the Kings finally unlock Domantas Sabonis in Game 5? We will discuss that when we return here on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Great team, great team. Where's the defense? Defense! Okay, everyone take a break. Greetings, Sacramento. Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store, asking when is something too good to be true? When it probably is. And had I not experienced it for myself, this spectacular season would definitely qualify as too good to be true. So everyone out there in radio land, continue to enjoy. Something else that could seem too good to be true is Good Feet Arch Supports. But trust me, I've experienced firsthand the comfort, balance, and support possible with Good Feet Arch Supports. And so have countless others who have pretty much given up hope. It's time you felt good again. Take your feet to the Good Feet store for a free personalized arch support fitting and test walk. Experience for yourself the comfort, balance, and support missing in your life. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now Vacaville, online at goodfeet.com.
At Elk Grove Honda, we'd like to help you purchase your next new Honda. Right now at Elk Grove Honda, new Hondas are arriving on a regular basis, including the newly designed CR-V, new design Accords, exciting Civics, and much more. And Elk Grove Honda's pre-owned inventory offers choices there as well. So give Elk Grove Honda a chance to show you the new or pre-owned Honda you're looking for. We are Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard, or visit us at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Get ready for a night of thrilling punches and knockouts. Saturday, May 27th, Gold Country Casino Resort in Oroville is hosting a live professional boxing event. Watch Segundo Padilla from San Jose face off against Ronald Ron from Los Angeles. We'll also have other exciting bouts lined up for an unforgettable night of thrilling matches that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Get your tickets now at goldcountrycasino.com.
Gold Country Casino Resort.
Must be 21 or older.
Jiffy Lube's Country in the Park, Northern California's biggest country music festival of the year, is back May 5th and 6th at Cal Expo, starring Lady A, Chris Young, Brett Eldridge, and so many more. Plus, a Boots Boot and Line Dance Saloon, interactive lounges, and Sacramento's best food trucks. Weekend passes start at just $80. Tickets are on sale now at SactownSports.com. Country in the Park, brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort, Hanley's Western Wear, and Quick Pack Car Wash.
California, the birthplace of all things cool. Beautiful people, perfect beaches, and cruising with the top down on Route 66. It does get quite hot here, though, so now that spring has sprung, Ace Plumbing Heating and Air is offering a full air conditioning system inspection and tune-up for just $66. Call 455-4548 and just say Route 66 to get your kicks and stay cool. Ace Plumbing Heating and Air, 455-4548 or at aceplumbing.com.
The summer's heating up with some of your favorite country stars at Lake Tahoe Outdoor Arena at Harvey's. Featuring country's biggest stars. Dirk Bentley's Gravel and Gold Tour, Friday, August 4th. Sam Hunt's Summer on the Outskirts Tour, Sunday, August 13th. Darius Rucker's Starting Fires Tour, Saturday, August 19th. King Brown's Drunk or Dreaming Tour, Thursday, August 31st. And Friday, September 1st. Don't miss these country all-stars plus more. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and ApeConcerts.com.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Well, Carmichael Dave, it's been a while since the Sacramento Kings have been in the postseason, and sometimes we need reminders that there's two teams here. People try to take things away, and the regular season is different. And right now, we have not seen the classic All-NBA, All-Star, MVP caliber Domantas Sabonis. I don't think he's been awful by any stretch, but it hasn't been as smooth, as easy. And you know what? You've got another team that I think is clearly game planned to try to stop Fox. They're having trouble with it, but they've done more to slow down Sabonis, and the Kings are looking to try to unlock him. What have you seen with kind of what the Warriors have done to Sabonis and maybe why the numbers aren't as prolific as we saw in the regular season?
Well, first off, you gotta, I think everybody needs to start by respecting Kevon Looney and how great he is, and say whatever you want about Draymond Green. He's an all-world defender, and you're absolutely right. The Warriors have basically game planned that Sabonis is the head of the snake, not De'Aaron Fox. And they can't stop De'Aaron. It's more like, let's shut down everyone else, let De'Aaron get his, and we're going to live with it. they have completely game planned for Domantas Sabonis. And when you have an entire defense, a defense that has Klay Thompson, that has Kevon Looney, that has Draymond Green, that has played together forever, that understands team defense, it ain't that simple, number one. When you look at Domantas Sabonis and what he's averaging in this series, 16.3 points, 12 boards, 4.5 assists on 48% shooting. Now, that's, let's see, 3 points, less than 3 points less per game than what he normally averages. It's right on his average for rebounds. And the big one there is his assists.
Yes.
He's down a little under 3 assists per game. Guys, this is where I really want to stand in front of him. Two things. Number one, we talked about this last week. You can't get an assist if the player you pass to misses the shot.
Right.
So I know somebody nerdier than I, there is a stat out there for expected assists. I'll just bet you that Domantas Sabonis's expected assists, meaning what are the odds if he passes the ball to this person who shoots it from this place on the floor based on what their shooting percentage was during the season, how close or what is expected out of that pass. And I'll just bet you his expected assists, and we should find this number, is right around what it was during the regular season. So if you add those assists back in, we're talking 3 points a game. I saw somebody in the chat line, and I've seen this many times on social media. Oh, he's hesitant. He's scared. Here's the thing about Domantas Sabonis that is very important to understand. Part of the charm of Domantas Sabonis and the excellence of Domantas Sabonis is that he is unselfish. And when he recognizes that his guys are struggling, he's doing everything he can verbally. You've seen him mic'd up, and during this series, you hear him trying to encourage guys. He's a leader, but also physically to get these guys in the game. Maybe he passes up that 12, 15-foot jumper because he sees Keegan Murray or Kevin Huerter or whoever cutting to the basket. Could we want him to be a little bit more selfish? We talked about that in the last segment. I want to see him hit more of those elbow jumpers, but I think the idea that Domantas Sabonis, especially considering what he's being asked to do on both sides of the floor, is having some sort of bad series is being way overblown when you're effectively talking about 3 points a game, which is what the Warriors defense zoned in on him, has cost him 3 points a game, and 3 assists, which we just went through. If the Kings were making shots, those 3 assists are still there.
Yeah, I think this is one of those classic cases of kind of the points you hit on, that they're missing shots on some of his passes too. This is a team that's had a week to prepare and then locked in and chose a route like, this is what we're going to try to do and take this away. Now, it's not perfect. Sabonis still has scored, still has made some plays, but I think the Warriors have done an excellent job. And when you kind of go through the 82 games, Dave, you kind of pick out some themes, you try to stop it, but you're not as laser focused on these tendencies. I'm going to go back to a game early in the year. I think it was the third time the Kings played the Warriors. Sabonis took 10 of 17, so that's a high volume of shots. He's normally not in that number, but went for 26, 22, and 8 in a win over the Warriors. These are numbers, I mean, Sabonis generally lives in that 12 to 15 shot attempts a game. So, like, for some people going, look, they're playing smaller, he's got to bully ball and score. That's kind of not him, but to one of your other points, where they're leaving him some openings, he's got to take advantage, and a lot of that's that elbow jumper or extended further out. They're letting him shoot that, and Sabonis is still so unselfish. He's looking for cutters and other guys to really get the offense involved, but sometimes that offense may involve the open shot being him, and I think that's what he's got to not be shy on and pull the trigger when that shot's open.
I agree with you. If I'm Mike Brown, again, that's something I'm hammering him on. Dude, we need you to hit that elbow jumper. We need you to take that elbow jumper, and we will live with the results. You've hit that elbow jumper all year. I've seen this comment too. I see it in the chat right now. He's not playing physical enough. What are we looking at? What series are we talking about? There's no player on the floor, on either side of the floor, that is playing more physical, with more contact.
Yeah.
Sabonis, look at how often Sabonis is hitting the ground. Look at how many people he's crashing into. He is playing bully ball, but when you're trying to bully into Kevon Looney, and the moment you turn, you're either facing Draymond Green when you turn left, or when you turn right, you're facing Klay Thompson or somebody else to help. They're effectively double and triple teaming him on the low block every single time he gets it down there, and he's forced to kick out, which he does, and they're missing those shots. I'm not saying he's been perfect, Jason, but I'm saying the idea that he's not playing physical,
right?
He's the most physical player in this series.
And I think that was one of the telling points. This one really hit me yesterday, David. I didn't even realize it while it was going on, being there in these games. But Frankie brought this up yesterday in his segment with us, that the 2 games at home for the Kings that they won both, Sabonis went to the line 16 times, so average of 8 a game. In 2 games in San Francisco, again, you called him the most physical. I mean, he's the most physical King, and it's a physical series, clearly. And I'm not saying it's being officiated incorrectly, but it's physical. He had 2 free throw attempts in San Francisco. 2.
Yeah.
So 1 a game versus 8 a game at home, and I'm not saying it's going to flip that easily, but it might. I think the aggressor, when you're at home, I think there's a little more pressure on officials to call calls in a home team's building. We'll see, but I think for as physical of a player, as a guy that does get to the line quite a bit, that would also change his game. Let's say that free throw attempt total averaged 8 in every location. Well, he's going to probably make 6 or 7, maybe some nights all 8. That's going to change his point total too. And so I think him getting back to the line, getting some calls, I think would help him and certainly help the Kings.
Conspiracy. It's a conspiracy, Jason.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
No.
And by the way, on that too, I've no one's going to say I love the officiating. I prefer that they have let them play. That would be my preference. And look, we could pick apart 50 calls in a game and go, the Kings got robbed here. Oh, the Warriors should have got that call. By and large, I don't know that it's totally impacted the series. Someone could argue it against me, and that's fine. I think it's been called relatively in a way that you go, all right, they're letting them play. Yeah, there's misses here and there, but I prefer the way they've been calling it.
I'm with you. Look, I can sit here, Draymond Green on the last 2-minute report, he fouled Fox, wasn't called. We can sit here and pick apart every play. The refs are going to miss calls. They're going to make bad calls. I overall think I don't have an issue with the refereeing in this series. I think for the most part, it's evened out. I think you're talking about 2 high-level teams and a very, very physical series going at it. I can't. I generally try to see both sides of the coin. I really do. And we're all fans and we all love the Kings and we all want them to succeed. I can't get with the whole, he's not being physical. He's not being aggressive. Like that take, that's a 420 take, dude. Cause I don't know what series you're watching, but really I would suggest this in game 5, for those of you saying Sabonis isn't being physical, hone in on Domantas Sabonis in game 5. I'm serious. Watch him when he doesn't have the ball. Watch him on the low block and understand the whole thing about Kevon Looney is dominating Domantas Sabonis. Flush your head with that. What's wrong with you? No, he's not. Kevon Looney's a great player defensively. He's doing what he needs to do. He's doing the best job he possibly can. But you're talking about an entire defense predicated on Domantas Sabonis, and he's missing 3 points a game and 3 assists a game that we already blamed on his teammates. It's not his fault. Focus on Keegan. Focus on Kevin Huerter. Focus on the consistency of Malik Monk. And I'm not saying blame other people. I'm saying if you're going after Domantas Sabonis in this series, that is not the problem, guys.
Yeah, and the other part about, like we said earlier, look, they've locked in on trying to control him. Well, now you've played 4 games, and I think the other encouraging thing I would say, Dave, and you brought up the assist total, Sabonis by game, 2, then 4, then 4, but last game 8. And I felt like it did look more of his most familiar self to us, so maybe he's found some things. The coaching staff has found some things. Let's hope so, because obviously the Kings made more shots, and, oh, by the way, his assist total went up. But I think if he lives in that 8 to 10 assist range, in that 16 to 20 point range, in that double-digit rebound range, that's the version that we saw that's going to end up 5th in the MVP, 3rd all-team NBA, and, hopefully that's enough for the Kings.
Well, and I think some people, and I understand this in a 2K world, they look at a guy and they go, hold on, where is, we need 30. We need 25. We need 30. We need 35 out of Sabonis. And they're looking at scoring. And the game is so much more about individual scoring. I would say this. I think, and I don't have the stats to back this up. Let me be clear. I'd love to take a look. But I wonder what the Kings' record is when Sabonis scores under 20 and above 20. I wonder what their record is when he scores more than 25. His game is not scoring 30. His game is scoring his 16, 18, 22 points and dishing out 7, 8, 9 assists and leading the entire NBA in rebounding. You're talking about the reigning rebounding champion in the NBA and saying he's not physical with a guy that very easily, Jason, could peel off 21 rebounds on any given night, much like on any given night, I could peel off 21 different flavors of fire wings. And that's exactly what I'll probably do tomorrow night. I don't know if I'll go all 21, but I'm certainly going to go 3, 4, 5, all the favorites. Maybe I'll try a little something new to kind of shake things up. The fire wings will be on the menu for Wednesday's Game 5. That's for me, and I suggest for you as well. And it's very easy to do. You can make that decision right at the top. Okay, right now it's whatever the hell time it is. It's 7:55. Go to firewings.com right now. Make your order. And then just set it up for whatever time you want. You want to eat at 6? Oh, 7? Great. You can get it delivered. Yeah. But you can also just go down and pick it up. Save yourself the delivery fee, whatever it may be. What my wife did. She went and got fire wings for, Game 1. We had my dad over. And we're all chilling, watching, and having a fire wings feast. And it was ready to go. And it's not one of those things, by the way, where, and I hate when restaurants do this when you order in advance. And then you go pick it up, and, they made it like 2 hours earlier, and it's under the warmer. No, man. By the time she got these fire wings home, oh, my God. It's like it just been made. The ramen, the wings, the seasoned fries, the tots. 21 different flavors to choose from. There's a flavor for every member of your family. Go to firewings.com. Find the location nearest you. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. Fire Wings, just wing it. We'll take a break. When we come back, De'Aaron Fox may not play Game 5. He's doubtful. We think he might, but he may not. So let's take a look at what the Kings have done without De'Aaron Fox this year. We'll do all that next right here on SactownSports.com.
Sactown Sports is Sacramento's new home for the San Francisco 49ers.
It feels awesome. We deserve this. Let's go, Niners!
Purdy
going to throw, and it is Kittle in the back of the end zone.
Samuel.
Debo 10. Debo, touchdown!
And McCaffrey.
Touchdown! CMC!
They all live here on Sactown Sports.
Your official home for 49ers football.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce, such as child custody and property division, among many others. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant or harder to follow. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell. We're a partner men can count on.
500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814. Cordell.
There's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. And at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we are proud to provide our best selection to get you there. Buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own loan report.
Hey, Scott, you look great.
Yeah, I'm feeling good and have a new job.
No, there's something different about the way you look.
To be honest, a few months ago, I had an amazing robotic hair transplant procedure at XL Medicine. It's called the Artist Procedure.
No way. Your hair looks completely natural, and you don't even have a scar. How did they do that?
Dude, the Artist system is amazing. I have this fantastic hairline, and I'm happy with my results. XL Medicine could probably help you too, buddy.
Using the ARTIS procedure, Dr. Singh and Dr. Graywall can target and harvest healthy hair follicles with micron-level accuracy from the back of your head and transplant them where you need it. The procedure is painless, and you'll be back doing your regular activities in a couple of days. Ask Dr. Singh and Dr. Graywall at Excel Medicine about the ARTIS procedure. Call today, 916-932-4470. That's 932-4470 for a complimentary in-person or Zoom consultation, or on the web at excelmedicine.com. That's EXCEL medicine.com. See what the ARTIS procedure can do for you.
These are actors and not real patients. At the Gonzalez Law Office, we focus on trials and litigation to achieve the best result. For over a decade, Jonathan Gonzalez has conducted more than 60 jury trials to verdict, and since 2016 has only lost 2. We understand how to fight for our clients and make sure our clients get the best results. We don't settle for less, and neither should you. Call us to handle all your criminal and injury cases. 916-304-9187. That's 916-304-9187. Or visit us at saclegaldefense.com.
KHTK AM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your local sports leader in the 916. This is Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports
Headlines. With your Sactown Sports headlines, good morning. I'm Jay Mars. News broke late yesterday afternoon that Sacramento Kings guard De'Aaron Fox suffered an avulsion fracture of the left index finger. The injury was sustained during the fourth quarter of Game 4 versus the Warriors on Sunday afternoon. Fox is currently listed as doubtful for Wednesday's Game 5 matchup at the Golden One Center. You can read all about the injury and get all your Kings news right now at SactownSports.com. In other NBA playoff news, a pair of upsets are brewing in the first round. Let's start in the East, where the number 8 Miami Heat went up 3-1 on the number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks behind a career-high 56 points from Jimmy Butler. And then over in the West, the number 7 seed Lakers went up 3-1 on the number 2 seed Memphis Grizzlies behind a 22-point, 20-rebound performance from LeBron James, the first time LBJ has ever grabbed 20 points and 20 boards in a game.
I've done some pretty good, cool things in my career. I've never had 20 and 20 before, so that's pretty cool, I guess.
Heading over to the Diamond, the A's got 3 runs in the 10th to beat the Angels 11-10 in extra innings, and the Giants shut out the Cardinals 4-0 behind a complete Game 6 hitter from starter Alex Cobb. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
All right, here we go. Starting the 8 o'clock hour. Jason Ross in studio. Carmichael Dave working from his home set up there. We appreciate everyone checking us out again on our Sactown Sports on YouTube. Say hello there. Put the thumbs up. Let's keep those numbers going. We appreciate that. Helps us with all the algorithms and everything we're trying to do here. We appreciate all of you each and every morning. And Dave, we got people that want to chat as well on the phone lines. We always welcome that at 800-920-1140 or text line at 339-1140. By the way, you were asking for the stat. We've got a couple people working on this. I did some numbers. Looks like we have some on the YouTube chat. Kings 8-5 when Sabonis scores 25-plus points, 24-18 when scoring 20-plus. That stat includes this year and last year. Yeah, I have the Kings this year at 22-14 when Sabonis scores over 20. So, I mean, it's helpful. It's 8 games above 500. They're obviously good when he does it, but it's not a foolproof, hey, if Sabonis hits this number, guaranteed this. So, you know, it's helpful when he scores, but I think it's really when he's the combo of a high number of points with assists, that's the great version of him and the team.
Yeah, and thanks, I see Eric Eaton on there in our chat as well, came up with those. So it's about right in line with what their winning percentage is. Now, and again, I'm not asking anybody to do this, but now I'd really be curious to see those numbers and that winning percentage against what happens when he has, let's say, 8, or he averaged 7. So what happens when his assists go up? He's averaged 7.3. What's the record in games when Domas has 10 or more assists? And I think the tightrope we're trying to find, and what my submission is that Domas Sabonis's beauty is his ball distribution more than his scoring. When he is passing the ball and everyone's getting involved, I think the Kings are better, and I'd like to see if those numbers back it up.
All right, we'll get those numbers soon. Let's check in on the phone lines with Kellen. Kellen, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How you guys doing?
Great.
Good, man. Hey, going back to some of the comments about Sabonis not being physical, I think he's being physical. I don't think he's being aggressive on the offensive end. I think the incident with Draymond, which is exactly what Draymond wanted to do, got into his head, and he looks a little timid. And that's exactly what Draymond wanted to do last week or before the series started. The question arose is, who's Draymond going to get into? And everyone thought Keegan, give Keegan a bump hit to the stand. Keegan's had his issues, but he stepped up last game. But I knew he was going to go after Sabonis. I knew it, and I think it's affecting him on the offensive end. He's scared to make a mistake now. But I'll tell you this. If Fox doesn't play tomorrow or Thursday and Herter doesn't step up, we have no chance. Herter's got to step up.
Yeah,
he's got to step up defensively and offensively. And I love Mike Brown. I love him to death. I think he's done a phenomenal job. I think Davion needs to start. And in the boxing, when Davion guards Curry, it's a different ballgame. It's a whole different ballgame.
And that's what's interesting. You know, Kellen, and this is weird, Dave. There's a lot of things to pick apart there. I could see the aggressiveness. And by the way, I did the numbers too. In 18 games this year, Sabonis is 10 or more assists, Dave. Kings are 12-6.
I mean, I don't want to jump on that as some crazy point.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty good record.
Yeah, it is.
I take 12-6 any day. I don't necessarily disagree with everything our caller said, because I think there's a difference between being aggressive or physical. We're talking about three different things: aggression, physicality, and being timid. Now, I don't question the guy's physicality in this series. That's number one. Timid, hesitant. I think it depends on what the motivation is. I want to underline. I want to see him take more elbow jumpers. But I also understand that when he sees his team is struggling, this is just part of being a leader and an all-star and the hub of the offense. His intuition is, I need to involve these guys because we're not winning. We're not winning if I'm 14 of 28 for 32 points. We're winning if I go 19, 8, and 10 or 19, 12, and 12, and I'm getting 6 guys in double figures. And I think we're getting lost in nuance here. But the guy with a broken hand whose sternum got crushed by Draymond Green, I don't think we should be questioning his toughness, his aggression, or his physicality.
All right, let's go from Kellen to Jeff. Jeff, you're on Sactown Sports. Good morning, Jeff.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you.
Hey, I know I might be a little late to the party here, but I wanted to comment on the last play of the last game. And I think the coaches made an error. I don't think it was De'Aaron Fox's choice, but maybe when they inbounded the ball to him in the backcourt, that's fine. But it should have been pedals to the metal, full speed ahead as soon as he got the ball, putting the Warriors on their heels right there and not giving them time to set up the trap. I understand they wanted to burn clock. There was 9 seconds, but I'll take a 1-point lead going in with 6 seconds left on the clock anytime. He had 3 choices there probably. He gets them on their heels. He makes the shot. He gets fouled, or he dishes to an open player. So I think that was I'll take that situation again, down 1 point with 9.6 seconds or 10 seconds left again in the next game, anytime with the ball in De'Aaron's hands. But I just think it was a coaching error at that point. The other thing I wanted to say, I know I'm really late to the game on this one, but I was at the Clippers-Kings game that made history for the second highest scoring NBA game. And that was a turning point for the Kings. And what I mean, it was a turning point in their confidence. It was right after the All-Star break. There was a lot of questions about them. Are they for real? Are they even going to get a play-in, et cetera, et cetera? And they showed to everybody, like, oh, we can win, and we can win in clutch time, and we can win against good teams. So it was really cool to be at that game, and that's all I got.
Well, Thanks, you saw one of the best games of all time. Yeah, I think right out of the break, Dave, everything kind of, I think, crystallized for this Kings team, realizing they were good. But your thought, and you weren't here yesterday, on the final play for the Kings.
Yeah, I think first off, hindsight's 20/20.
Of course.
Number one, the one thing I really disagree with the caller, I'm not giving the Splash Brothers any time on the clock at home. So I think from the jump, I guarantee you Mike Brown was saying, we want to walk this clock down. We do not want to go ahead by 1 or 2 if we can help it, and leave Steph and Clay and or Wiggins. We don't want to leave them any time. So that's number 1. Number 2, as Draymond said, that they were not going to let De'Aaron Fox beat them. Okay, they were going to double, they were going to triple. Somebody else is going to have a wide open shot. Now, you can argue they didn't need the 3. They could have just gotten a 2. 2 was good enough, or they could have driven and gone for the foul. Relying on the refs in that situation is awfully risky, especially if you're the Kings, especially if you're going against the Warriors, especially if you're going against the Warriors in San Francisco. Here's the bottom line. I remember Harrison Barnes making game-winning shots for this team.
A couple times.
I understand the playoffs are different. And I also understand that Harrison Barnes is really the quiet giant leader of this entire club. The storyline was there. He was let go unceremoniously by the Warriors to bring in Kevin Durant. He went and did his penance in Dallas. In fact, when we have Sam Amick on Thursday, I want to talk about the article he wrote when he talked to Harrison Barnes. It's one of the best Q&A sessions I've seen from a journalist in a long, long time, and I want to highlight that. The idea that Harrison invited the entire Warriors core to his wedding except for Draymond Green. Like, we're talking about Harrison Barnes here, but there's some scratchiness there. And for him to be able to hit that shot on the road to take his team up 3-1 is an absolute storybook ending. But this is real. This isn't storybook. It's not Disney. It was a good shot. It was an open shot. But even the best three-point shooters, they're going to miss 6 out of 10 of those. I was fine with the look. I was fine with the shot. He just missed it. He missed it.
He did. Some numbers here, Dave, on the Kings this year's team. I know the Kings over the years have played without De'Aaron Fox, but we're kind of more concerned with this group. If they were to play without De'Aaron, they're 4-5, so that's okay. It's probably better than a lot of people would have thought. 2-1 at home without Fox, and the one loss came in Game 81 to the Warriors when, remember, Fox and Sabonis, Herter, Monk all sat. The Kings 4 wins this year without Fox at Cleveland. That was that great, 18-0 run or 11-0 run to end the game. The win at OKC, and then home wins against New Orleans and Utah. So they know they can do it. Certainly now you're talking about playoffs and the pressure and everything that ramps up for it. But I still think we're back at that mindset of if he can go and be effective, I think he gives it a go.
A couple of numbers to finish the segment up on. Eric, thank you for all the numbers he's putting to us on the YouTube chat. When Steph Curry hits 5 or less three-pointers this year, the Warriors are 16-21, 6 or more threes. They are 14-5. I think that is quite interesting. Also, this just came from the NBA. The Kings and Warriors Game 4 on ABC has drawn the largest first-round audience across any network in 21 years, peaking at 10.4 million viewers during the 3 p.m. quarter hour. It was the most watched program across all of TV on Sunday, all key demographics, the most watched first-round NBA playoff game since April 28th of 2002, when Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal were on the Lakers. And I think this is even more interesting, Jason, and really underlines, and I know we'll talk about this later, why this is head and shoulders the best first-round matchup and something the Kings should be very proud of. Yes, the Warriors are a dynasty. They're known the world over. They're automatic ratings, but you're talking about two teams in Northern California within 90 miles of each other. Perhaps other than I don't even know really what would you do in I guess Knicks Nets. I'm trying to think Lakers Clippers. You're talking about the small slice of the country that's able to put up numbers like that. And by the way, in New York and Los Angeles, you're talking about markets 1 and 2. So really kudos to both teams. All the crap aside, this has been a classic series so far.
All right, so we got more to get to on this series, on this upcoming game. And if, in fact, De'Aaron Fox is out, who does have to step up the most? We'll talk about some of the numbers guys put up when Fox didn't play this year. We've got that and more just 90 seconds away here on Sactown Sports.
It's Cattles and Rami.
I think it's time for a break. Oh, of all the people in the world telling us when to break. That's delicious. How many breaks have you run through like a marathoner? And we're late because you and Simone want to do whispering for 4 minutes. Turned into an ASMR show. What the hell's happening?
Cattles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
You hearing this? It sounds like
it's a playoff basketball.
Time to tap into playoff mode. That nonstop, claw your way to the top, give it all you got type of thing. From inside the paint to outside the arena.
Where did this come from?
Everybody's got to get in playoff mode and stay in playoff mode. Every single round. The NBA playoffs presented by Google Pixel continue on ABC, ESPN, TNT, and NBA TV.
Since the 1950s, Warehouse Paint has been helping local homeowners and professionals bring color to life. Whether it's painting your home's exterior, repainting kitchen cabinets, or finding the perfect accent color, Warehouse Paint's expert team is here to help. You'll find a great selection of PPG and Benjamin Moore paints, along with local service you can trust. With 5 Sacramento area stores, Warehouse Paint is ready to help bring your next paint project to life. Visit warehousepaint.com for a store near you.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
Well, we still have to wait one more day until Game 5, a huge Game 5 tomorrow. Series tied at 2, Kings and Warriors. Tomorrow night, Golden One Center. Again, all your games right here on Sactown Sports. Dave, as we were going to break, you read the numbers of what Game 4 did nationally. A huge audience watching the Kings and Warriors. A lot of people into this series. One of the things I was saying down in the Bay this weekend was, this has been so compelling, so exciting, and this is the kind of thing that I could easily see on Christmas Day next year, Kings and Warriors.
I literally, I can't show this on, let's see, is there any, no, you probably can't see this. I'm texting Katie. Yeah, it doesn't work. I
saw the blue part of your thread, so that works. Also sounds weird.
I just texted Katie during the break, and I said, man, I'm so sorry. And she goes, huh? And I said, you're working Christmas, dude. Like, we're 100% on the same page. If for those of you wondering,
unless that's an ABC game, maybe she's not.
She's still, yeah, no, you know what? You're probably right, but I'm wondering if it'd be ABC.
She'll find a way to make herself work on that day.
Exactly right. She will figure out a way to make that the busiest day of the year. And if you're wondering about the Kings and national TV next year, and I'm guessing probably none of you are in the middle of a 2-2 playoff series, but just remember this the next time you think about it, because this is how you get on national television. Yeah. Honest to God, guys, I would be relatively shocked if the Sacramento Kings weren't at least top 6 in national television games next year.
Also, you heard, I don't know if you heard right before we went to break, that email ding.
Yeah.
Did you see that joint statement that Adam Silver and Gavin Newsom just released?
I did not.
Winner of this series gets the Carquinez Bridge.
Oh, they get the bridge.
They get the whole bridge.
What do we do with it?
Paint it purple.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. If only that were true.
Maybe it is.
I love it.
Yes.
Screw it.
All right, let's get a few more calls here. We got some numbers on others that have had to step up if Fox is out. But let's check in with our guy, AC. Good morning, AC.
Hey, I just like to offer up a correction. I called in yesterday and suggested that the Kings didn't have a play for the final 10 seconds, and I got dismissed on that. But what I really meant was they didn't have a good play. The point of having a timeout is that you come out with a good play, right? And in my opinion, not a good play, but it's history, etc. And the statistical thing you guys are talking about, how stats can be misleading. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, the Kings used to be undefeated when Keegan Murray scored 20 or more points. And obviously that didn't happen. But I think Davian should start. I don't think they should mess around Fox. Let him sit, let him rest. And there's the fans and the bench. It'll be a great test for the Kings.
All right. Thank you, AC. Again, now let's go into, you brought this up earlier, Dave. You're Mike Brown, you're Monty McNair, you're Wes Wilcox, the decision makers for this team. If De'Aaron Fox comes to you and says, I can go, how do you say no to him? If the doctors clear him, he's playing, right?
I would say 1,000,000,000,000%. And he's going to get tested right from the jump. And the best thing, if De'Aaron Fox plays, first off, dude's going to need to use his right hand down low. That is for sure. That sounded weird. Secondly, he's going to need to nail down, we talked about, Sabonis making elbow jumpers. Fox is going to need to get to his spot and make a couple jumpers right off the bat. But it's not just him playing. It's him playing and him being effective, and that's going to be up to the coaching staff and also the rest of the team. Look, De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, it's been a team effort, but they've been the best players on this team all year long. Now is the time for Kevin Huerter, for Keegan Murray, for Harrison Barnes, for Malik Monk, Terrence Davis, Alex Len. Doesn't matter who's in there. You've got to carry your guy a little bit. And here's the great thing. You know how De'Aaron Fox is going to be really effective, fellas, is if he's sitting on the bench in the fourth quarter and the Kings are up 18.
Right.
That's my strategy, is just blow the doors off of this team if you can, knowing that at worst you're going to get a game 7 at home. I don't care what's happened. Here's the bottom line. It is a 3-game series.
Yep.
And you got 2 at home.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Tomorrow, right now everything is listed as doubtful. We'll probably get the Kings practice today. We'll get some sort of update on that. I don't know that we'll get any clarity, but some people will at least be talking about De'Aaron. But Dave, I don't think it'll be a total mystery to the fans tomorrow, but might still be listed as doubtful. But if Moak is introducing De'Aaron Fox tomorrow, talk about a pop from the arena. They're going to go nuts.
They're absolutely going to go nuts. And correct me if I'm wrong. Does Fox go first? Sabonis go last? Yeah. So you're going to get that pop right off the jump. And then if he's able to hit a shot right away, then, oh my goodness gracious. And it's just going to – this is where history – and again, I keep stopping myself because this is so unfair to De'Aaron. But this is where you have the opportunities – to write your name in history. I'm not going to pull out the Jordan flu game here, but if De'Aaron Fox is able to go out in games 5 and 6 and 7 if necessary, and he's able to be effective and they're able to pull out a win or two, it's a legendary thing. You're playing with a broken finger. It's one of those things that we'll talk about in 20 years. But at the same time, this isn't something De'Aaron Fox can will himself to do. He has to be able to physically do it. And that's the question, obviously, we all are going to be watching get answered right at the beginning of game 5.
Domas has been playing hurt all year. Game 2, Draymond, lightly steps on his chest, whatever. De'Aaron now with the broken finger. As kind of like a symbolic gesture, should the team all bust out the Malik Monk Band-Aids for game 5? Seriously.
Where do you put it, on the finger?
No, I'm saying everyone wear it in the same place on the face, just like, intimidation. Yes.
I think the Kings, if they could only turn around like some sort of foam finger thing. I tried the hashtag yesterday, here we finger, and I decided no, because I was offering up my finger as tribute, and a lot of other people joined in. And me, I love the community hashtags, and it took me about 5 seconds to realize that's probably not one that's getting in the next 30 for 30.
No.
And boy, by the way, don't click on the hashtag either. By the way.
Yeah, not that one.
It's not basketball.
Final minute of this segment. Let's quickly check in with Paul. Paul, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Egg. Good morning, Carmichael Dave. Good morning, gentlemen. De'Aaron's playing, period. Okay? I don't know why everyone in the media is going hoopla over this whole thing. If Kobe can do it, De'Aaron can do it. Trust me. He's gonna play. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He has to play. He's going to play. He's going to be effective. He's gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. All right?
All right. Well,
okay.
According to Paul, Dave, trust him. It's gonna be fine.
That settles it.
Yeah.
You know what? I am tweeting.
Here we go.
Paul
says,
we'll be fine. Wait, Paul just said Fox is definitely playing and will be effective. And honestly, I mean, in all seriousness, I think he's going to play.
I do too.
You think he's going to play.
Yep.
I do not know. Listen, he's not going to go out there and be a 5-year-old kid getting a shot blocked everywhere. He's not going to embarrass himself, but
Right.
Are we talking 16 to 27 here? Or are we talking 5 of 15? That's the thing. We don't know how effective he's going to be. And when it is the tip of your index finger on your shooting hand, let's please keep expectations low.
Yeah. And then if he rises above him, enjoy every minute that you have him out there. We've got more on the numbers of players, how they played without De'Aaron Fox this year. And also we're talking about the greatness of this series. Where has this series been according to others among the 8 that are going on? Where do the Kings and Warriors rank? I think we've got that next.
Are you ready to hear this on Sactown Sports?
Hand off McCaffrey. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Or how about this?
Feel super, baby! The 5-time Super Bowl champions, and they're looking for number 6.
Catch every Niners game during the 2023 season
On your home for the 49ers.
Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Tuesday starts out pleasant with temperatures in the lower 50s. Heading into the afternoon, we'll have bright sunshine, a bit of a north breeze, and highs today in the upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Plumbing, electrical, heating and air, everything that makes your home your home. With Bonnie, you sure got that covered. And right now, get your air conditioner tuned up for just $79. Originally $129. Bonnie.com.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
At the United States Postal Service, we're reinventing our network to help keep your business moving. With new shipping options to deliver better value, greater flexibility to conveniently reach your customers, more confident shipping with new informed delivery features, and new electric vehicles for a cleaner, brighter future. Fast, reliable, perfectly orchestrated. The United States Postal Service, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/moving forward.
Truck season savings extended at Maida Chevy in the Elk Grove Auto Mall. Got a huge selection of new 2022 and 23 half-ton Silverados in stock, ready to go. Find your savings at MaidaChevy.com. Find new roads.
We all know the pain of being stuck in the past. But with Roseville Electric, you can get current with clean, reliable electric solutions for your home or business. For more info, visit getcurrentroseville.com today.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install a new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531. 808-2531.
The wait is over. Maida Subaru has a great selection of new Subarus in stock, more arriving daily, and big savings on all of them. And you can see all the savings at MaidaSubaru.com. So what are you waiting for?
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. Spring officially here. And with the long, cold, and rainy winter behind us, I'm sure you're counting the days until summer. But don't wait until it's hot to make sure your air conditioner is working efficiently and, most importantly, safely. Get ahead of the problem with a $49 AC tune-up from American Energy Heat and Air. There's nothing worse than your air conditioner going out when it's hot outside. Get a tune-up today and make sure you and your family are comfortable and cool in your home for the hot summer months that are right around the corner. Give them a call, 916-520-9990, or schedule your appointment online at AmericanEnergyAir.com. Better Business Bureau, A+ rating. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. Easy, convenient payment options, same as cash, low monthly payments through financing partners. What do you need? 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Capital Casino back with indoor gaming and dining located inside at 411 North 16th Street, downtown Sacramento.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, good morning. I'm Jay Mars. News broke late yesterday afternoon that Sacramento Kings guard De'Aaron Fox suffered an avulsion fracture of the left index finger. The injury was sustained during the fourth quarter of Game 4 versus the Warriors on Sunday afternoon. Fox is currently listed as doubtful for Wednesday's Game 5 matchup at the Golden One Center. You can read all about the injury and get all your Kings news right now at SactownSports.com. In other NBA playoff news, a pair of upsets are brewing in the first round. Let's start in the East, where the number 8 Miami Heat went up 3-1 on the number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks behind a career-high 56 points from Jimmy Butler. And then over in the West, the number 7 seed Lakers went up 3-1 on the number 2 seed Memphis Grizzlies behind a 22-point, 20-rebound performance from LeBron James, the first time LBJ has ever grabbed 20 points and 20 boards in a game.
I've done some pretty good, cool things in my career. I've never had 20 and 20 before, so that's pretty cool, I guess.
Heading over to the Diamond, the A's got 3 runs in the 10th to beat the Angels 11-10 in extra innings, and the Giants shut out the Cardinals 4-0 behind a complete Game 6 hitter from starter Alex Cobb. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Tomorrow, we're going to have Analyst Wednesday on the day of Game 5. Of course, Kenny Thomas, Katie Christensen. Also, we mentioned earlier, Casey Pratt will join us. Busy day of guests tomorrow, and it's game day tomorrow. First-round playoff coverage on Sactown Sports, brought to you by National Garage Door. National Garage Door, quality doors, quality people. And there's rumors around the studio, Dave, that we might have a Carmichael Dave sighting back in studio. How are we feeling about that?
Tomorrow?
Yeah. Game time decision?
Game time decision. I'm not going to lie. I'm fading a little bit.
Come on, rally.
I know. Hey, listen, it's the playoffs, man. Like, it was killing me yesterday. But,
it's got to be right. It's got to be right.
Well, first, just peeling back the curtains, I would be back in today. But here's the reality of the situation. Whatever this is, I actually feel worse than when I did have COVID. But I haven't tested positive for COVID. I haven't. I've been testing every day. But, man, this feels like that. And apparently something's going around. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. And you're not my worst enemy, Jason. I love you. And you've got a ton of work still to be done. Obviously, you've got the kiddo at home and everything else that goes with it. So otherwise, I'd be in. And we're going to, through the modern technology, at least allows me to be a part of the show without worrying about getting everybody sick. I got to say, though, it might be the meds. But, guys, I think if I say so myself, I might have just put out the greatest poll question I've ever put out. I mean this, and I'm going to throw this at you guys. Jay, don't look. I want you to react when I say this. And you guys know me well enough to know that I'm like 100% serious about this. I'm not joking.
Okay.
Serious question here. On my kids, I'm being serious. Okay. If the Sacramento Kings came to you today, they said, Jason, Jay, one of you guys, you're a perfect match for this new surgery. We want you to donate your left pointer finger to the first knuckle. So you're basically you're going to have the tip of your pointer finger on your left hand removed. But that means that De'Aaron Fox is guaranteed he would be 100% effective, whatever that is, for the remainder of the playoffs, at least with that finger. Doesn't mean you're going to win. Doesn't mean he can't turn his ankle or whatever. But That's it. He's 100% effective. And then I threw in here for the fans. Also, you get 2 tickets to every remaining game, lower level, and signed merchandise. But
that sells it. No, that sells it right there.
Jay was a no until then.
No, I wasn't a no. I was on the fence.
Okay. Now you're off the fence.
Oh, completely off. I've jumped onto the bandwagon. Darren, fingertip, yours.
I'm not lying. I'm trying to be fair here because I think a lot
also,
of people...
how weird would Darren look with our fingertips?
And you get his, right? Is that, do we get replaced?
Yeah, no, we get the injured one.
It's like face off. We get finger off.
So number one, you
wait, which one of us is Travolta?
For the rest of your life, it's finger off. No, don't say that. Yeah. You get De'Aaron Fox's fingertip for the rest of your life. That's a fun story at parties. That's
100%.
But number two, no, you know what? Take that out because I think that makes it too easy. No, you do not get. You got to go the rest of your life fingertipless. All right, like, we got to make this a real question.
We lose the finger?
Yeah,
that's
you
cool.
lose
That's fine too
for life. But
I can. You know why that's okay? Because then, like, I can go on like a speaking tour with Ronnie Lott talking about our sacrifices for our teams.
I'm telling you, like, you have the opportunity to make. First off, you're a hero. You maybe you didn't save the series, but you did everything you could. It's gonna be like it's not like you're putting your finger in a guillotine. Like they're gonna put you under and blah blah blah. It's not.
Do I get ice cream?
You 100% get ice cream. The flavor, all the ice cream you can eat, and lower bowl tickets for the remainder of the playoffs. Which, by the way, might just be one game. We got
that's fine.
Jay,
I said it's fine. I'm in.
And I also think a lot of people are going to get lost. I was saying in the fact that most people are right-handed. This is your left. So I don't want to screw around and be like,
okay. The only other thing though is I'm guessing there's a cast on my finger, right?
What, until it heals?
Yeah. Or whatever. De'Aaron has to sign it.
Of course, he's going to sign it.
He's making deals now.
Yeah, he's going to sign it. You're going to get a picture with him. You're going to get a jersey. You're going to get a ton of signed merch, dude.
So I'm going to go to the story part of this. Do you spend the rest of your life talking about the? Well, so Dave, the amendment is you don't have you don't have De'Aaron's fingertip.
No.
Or
okay.
do you
How about this? Okay, if you wanted. You don't get to put it's so stupid. Oh, no. You don't get to you have to go fingertipless for the rest of your life. But if you wanted,
I'm right-handed, it's fine.
Yeah.
If you wanted, you can get De'Aaron's fingertip that was removed if you want to put it in, let's say, a glass case.
Okay, that's weird.
And display it.
Yeah, because I was going to say
weird, but worth a lot of money, probably.
Maybe. But I was thinking, like, would you tell the story more? I was doing the face-off version of this. So you have De'Aaron's finger on your left finger, on wherever you said from the tip to the knuckle.
Yeah.
Would you tell that story more, or as De'Aaron's career goes on and maybe becomes a Hall of Famer and wins a championship, or who knows? You're like, I'm a part of that championship.
Yeah, technically you are literally on the roster.
Yes.
Do you
get a ring for that?
Yes, you get a ring.
Yes, you get a ring. You get to put it on your full finger, but yes, maybe you get a little baby ring for your nub.
Can I make a statement here? And I don't think there's any hyperbole behind what I'm saying. We've done so many stupid segments on this show in the 4 years I've been on it. This is the stupidest one.
But it's the most intriguing.
It's very intriguing, but it is stupid.
Because I think there's a movie to be made. Whose stars is Jay's finger?
We get Jason here to come in and finally do the 30 for 30 we all wanted in a world. Yeah. By the way, and this should surprise absolutely nobody. Early results on the poll with 254 votes already in under 10 minutes. 78% of Kings fans did not hesitate. They would do it.
Yeah, I'm trying. I mean,
De'Aaron, there are fingers all over the city, buddy, that are here for you.
Now, listen, to be fair, I think that 78% that are using their Twitter fingers to say yes, let's knock that down 18%, because when it finally comes down to, I don't know. I mean, I didn't think you were really going to do it. That means 60% of Kings fans would donate their fingertip just for the chance that De'Aaron Fox and the Kings could win this series, just for the chance.
Yeah, or they're doing it for the tickets. For me, because the tickets doesn't move me. It'd be just like, I'm trying to help out De'Aaron and help out the Kings.
Well, it's also my fingertip being a part of potential glory.
Yeah.
It's selfish, I know.
Because I think I would constantly, like, every time he scored, I did it. That's his left hand. I was the touch part of that shot.
Yes.
We won a championship.
Like, think about it. The ball rolls off your fingertips. You were literally the last thing the game-winning shot touched was your fingertip.
Well, and I mean, maybe what you do is you get a mathematician to figure out what percentage of De'Aaron that fingertip is, and maybe you get that equal percentage of his contract every year.
You show up at Monty's office negotiating.
Guys, we've solved it. Except for the technology and the medicine to be able to make that a reality. And
I think we should send this segment to De'Aaron to get his thoughts.
Yeah, because if De'Aaron has a line of 100,000 people willing to give him a fingertip, does he all right? Now is he choosing?
Right. No, he's got to be. Yeah.
I'm doing all kinds of questionnaires to find out where you don't know where that finger's been has been more appropriate. But I think that's the hammer right there. Is that at some point, it'll probably be media day because I'm not going to mess with them during playoffs. I'll ask him, hey, let's go back to last year. Because the question here is, would De'Aaron Fox roll around with Jay Mars's stinky finger for the rest of his life?
Why does it stink? It's not like Jay's going, hey, De'Aaron, pull my finger.
Right, yeah, and also I'm a habitual hand washer. Excuse you.
I'm just saying, dude, he's got to roll around with Jay Mars's finger for the rest of his life. Would he be willing to do that to be 100% for Game 5 and 6?
Yeah, but the story that Jay could tell,
right?
Yes, but I don't think.
And also, you know what? De'Aaron would totally be okay with it. He's that kind of a competitor.
Yeah.
I don't think De'Aaron's going to be rolling around in 15 years and be like, I remember the year we beat the Warriors and I was wearing Justin Marshall's finger. I don't think that's a story he tells.
Well, but you look at my finger and then his. People are going to ask.
Yeah.
There's some obvious questions there.
No, they'll do some cosmetic stuff to blend it all in.
Now I'm out. I'm out.
I'm actually more in than ever. I want to do the last hour 20 on this.
No. I'm putting the kibosh down.
Hey, all right. The Kings Warriors ranks number 1.
Yes. I wanted to read the write-up, but I don't know. I just
blew the whole segment.
No, it was great. We'll continue to update that poll question. When we come back, we will ask the question, who's hot, who's not, and who's willing to give up their finger for De'Aaron. And let's go streaking. All that coming up.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you find the right customers. Spread awareness of your product or services. We can help build trust in your brand and services with a digital marketing campaign. Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing campaigns that deliver results. Don't wait. Get started today. Contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results.
Hey, Scott, you look great.
Yeah, I'm feeling good and have a new job.
No, there's something different about the way you look.
To be honest, a few months ago, I had an amazing robotic hair transplant procedure at XL Medicine. It's called the artist procedure.
No way. Your hair looks completely natural, and you don't even have a scar. How did they do that?
Dude, the artist system is amazing. I have this fantastic hairline, and I'm happy with my results. XL Medicine could probably help you too, buddy.
Using the artist procedure, Dr. Singh and Dr. Graywall can target and harvest healthy hair follicles with micron-level accuracy from the back of your head and transplant them where you need it. The procedure is painless, and you'll be back doing your regular activities in a couple of days. Ask Dr. Singh and Dr. Graywall at XL Medicine about the artist procedure. Call today, 916-932-4470. That's 932-4470 for a complimentary in-person or Zoom consultation. Or on the web at xlmedicine.com. That's EXCEL medicine.com. See what the artist procedure can do for you.
These are actors and not real patients.
Get to Acura of Stockton, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips.
Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. And right now, lease a new Acura TLX, MDX, or Integra with low lease rates available. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Ed Singh, a mental performance consultant, years ago revealed the 5 biggest mental mistakes we golfers make. First, we think about our thinking. Even the best golfers have insecure thinking, but they don't concern themselves when those thoughts arise. Second, we blame external sources for our feelings. Rather than let a missed putt or tough weather affect us, we need to get more in control. Third, we believe that positive thoughts are better than negative thoughts. You'll think, well, I'm playing great, and then things begin to spiral down. Stay cool and always come back to the shot at hand. 4, we focus on the past or future. We can only experience what we focus on at the moment. So if focused on the past or future, you can't experience flow, satisfaction, or the present. Last, the zone is our true nature. Look at kids who are always in the moment with no strategy to get there. As my friend Paul says, putt like a child. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Air and Solar, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who's scorching this morning?
Who is, Jay?
Alex Cobb.
Oh, yeah.
Last night completed his first shutout in 10 years and 244 days. It's a while. That's the third longest span since 1900 between a pitcher's first and second career shutouts.
Yeah.
That's all you got?
Oh,
you guys are impressed with Alex Cobb? You hate Alex Cobb? Cool.
Great.
All right.
Super.
Who's not? Let's guess. Screw it. Dylan Brooks.
You're not that guy, Dylan.
No, Dylan had made the comment that he likes to poke bears and he doesn't respect anyone until they drop 40 on him. Well, this is how his next 2 games ended. He was kicked out for touching LeBron James where he shouldn't have touched him. Interesting. Yeah, no, that happened. And then last night, his game ended when he touched LeBron on an and one that locked up the game for the Lakers. Dylan Brooks has been quiet since then, refusing to speak to the media after games 3 and 4.
Oh, you don't want to talk a big talk when you poke a bear and the bear go roar. What? Did I just do that?
I think you did.
Oh, sorry, it's Dylan Brooks. He's finished being cooked.
Yes.
Hey, guys, can I just point out this comment of the day on our YouTube chat?
Why do I feel like that's sarcastic?
No, it's not. Did anyone consider De'Aaron Fox didn't want to or wasn't supposed to shoot the last shot and wanted Barnes open due to his broken finger?
Yes.
Notice he was using his right hand and was attacking on the right side instead of the left. You got to think the bench, the coaches knew. He told someone his finger was jacked. I honestly had not really thought of that angle before, but I think that's a pretty decent angle.
Except for the 7 points he scored after he did it.
I got you. I'm just saying, maybe he went after that last 3. Maybe that was like when Kevin Costner blew out his arm or whatever, and For the Love of the that was his last bullet in the gun. I don't know. Just looking for Disney endings, guys. Jeez.
There you go. Well, we know we got a Disney ending with our guy.
How is that Disney? It ends terribly.
Well, Disney ending if he'd made the shot.
Yeah. JR, welcome in.
What's up? What's up, boys?
How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we got you.
Okay. Yeah, you don't want my fingers. I don't even know where they've been.
Yeah, I know that.
So want to stay clear of that. Hey, that's not my belly button. Well, that's not my finger either. You guys haven't told that yet.
Those aren't pillows.
Those aren't pillows. Hey, I was there Sunday, and I don't know what it is, But boy, I want this series more than ever. I feel like the Dodgers, a Giants fan, this is a Dodgers series, or a Niner fan, this is a Cowboys. The Warrior fans are so freaking rude to us. We need to win this friggin' series. Fox needs to put on a glove, magic finger, whatever he friggin' needs to do, and finger his way into the friggin' 2-game wins, because this is BS with those guys. Enough.
What were they doing to you, JR?
Well, I'm wearing my Raheem jersey signed by my boy Raheem.
Okay.
Standing right behind Taro, and they're just like, "Oh, Domas, you're such a," that I'm like, he's like the nicest guy in the goddamn league, and you guys are making him a villain. You guys are morons. And they were just taunting, this and that, and then they went quiet, and I know Barnesy missed it, but I was like, I'm going to just get in your face if you friggin' hit this shot. And it didn't happen, which is probably good because I'm still walking around, but I want this so bad now Wednesday night after that experience on Sunday. Great show. Here we finger. Bye-bye.
There you go, JR.
We're going to talk about this tomorrow.
I'm still not sure if I'm supposed to dump when we say that.
De'Aaron Fox it's again, according to our poll, somebody just said it's the one time it's okay to give De'Aaron Fox the finger. When it's your finger and you're donating it.
Yes.
To his point there, JR's point, I put out a poll. We'll talk about this tomorrow. Who's more annoying, Warrior fans or Laker fans? And recency bias, whatever you want to say. We're going to get into that a little bit. But somebody brought up a great point, too, which is it possible that 80% of the Warriors fan base we're hearing from, they were Laker fans in the early 2000s? And I don't know that that's not true. That might be the key to the whole thing right there. We see a little bit of a bandwagon crossover of the same stupid people.
Yeah, I mean, look, you when you win, people like to be a part of that. You see those jerseys that look pretty fresh. And I would say this, being in the building the other day, Dave, and both days, Thursday and Sunday, you are going to see more and a lot more Curry, Clay, Draymond jerseys than Mullen, Biedrins, Jay Rich, guys that played in the Warriors before, Barry, this has been the most successful time. I get it, but it just feels like there's a lot more of the current fans, but they're still in this run. It's been an amazing run by those guys.
Here's the secret. And again, we'll get into it a lot tomorrow, but if the Sacramento Kings won 4 championships in the last however many years, and we're doing all the things the Warriors were doing, there would be a large segment of this fan base that would be absolutely toxic. It just comes with the territory. It really does.
It does.
Except we'd be better.
Exactly. Hey, you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for us to go streaking.
Taking it off, baby.
Let's go.
Well, I'm not.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing? We're streaking.
Yeah, we're streaking, all right. Now, our hitting streak, the longest streak we've had is 6, but we've got someone on a streak. Let's explain that, because what did we decide yesterday, J. Mars? When you get to 3, it's a streak. Officially a streak. So J. Mars is there. He made it to 3 with a hit yesterday. I made it to 1, finally, back with a hit yesterday with my selection. And Dave, you had Kyle Ledbetter select for you, and that's good news because he went with Shohei Ohtani, and you got a hit. So your streak, or you're at 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
So it's staying alive. So we all get to pick today to see if Dave can get to 3, if I can get to 2, and if Jay can get to 4. So Dave, who are you going with today?
You know what? I'm going to go with Chicago Cub. I'm going to go with a name I haven't picked this year. I'm going to go with Nico Turner.
Do you think they do that there? They should.
100%.
100%.
Yeah. I am going to go with a team I have not selected from yet, and he's a member of the Cleveland Guardians, and it's their third baseman. He's been a good hitter for a long time. Jose Ramirez will be my selection today as they play the Rockies.
All right, I'm going to head to Pittsburgh.
Oh,
where
the Hot Pirates.
The Hot Pirates, but I'm going with someone from their opponents.
Oh.
The Red Hot Sacramento State, current favorite to win Rookie of the Year, James Outman.
Look at that. Stingers up. Stingers up.
Is that what you're writing, or are you writing James Outman?
I wrote both.
Oh.
Yeah. Just so we can have it on record. It is there. So, streak. Dave, yesterday, Jay said he would break the streak of 6. That's been our longest streak yet. He said, I'm going to do it.
I'm getting close. I'm halfway there.
Wow. Good for you. Proud of you.
Proud of you.
Proud of you, dude.
Good job. Good effort.
If I win today, I'm on a streak officially.
That's true.
You know,
Yeah, but there's an asterisk.
Why?
Kyle Ledbetter is part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it's
if Dave wins, Kyle's the tip of Dave's finger.
You guys have to switch pinkies.
I don't know Kyle's fingers, man, either.
Yeah.
But you know what? If it means a streak, I'm all for it.
Yes. Here we go, guys.
That sounds bad out of context.
Yeah, that's a good point right there.
Agree or disagree with the CBSSports.com's ranking of these NBA playoff series? They put the Boston Celtics Atlanta Hawks as 8 out of 8, dead last. Yeah,
I got that one last. That's for sure.
Is that
depends on who's 7?
Yeah, they have Denver, Minnesota. I could flip flop those.
Nah. Why is Philly, Brooklyn not 7 or 8?
They're 6. I know they're already done, but maybe there was.
That was actually entertaining 4 games.
It was kind of competitive. It's just 4-0. 5, Milwaukee, Miami. That might ramp up. I could still see that series going longer, but wow, Jimmy Butler yesterday. 4, Cleveland, New York. 3, Phoenix and the Clippers, though that one's, I think, kind of fizzling out. Memphis, LA's been good, yeah. It really has been entertaining. But number 1, without a doubt, they put Sacramento versus Golden State as number 1. And here's the write-up. Imagine I'm doing Stefan's voice. The hottest series in the 2023 first round. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. It's Kings versus Warriors. This series has everything: suspensions, cowbells, Chris Webber flashbacks, last dances, and the Jerry West Clutch Player of the Year matching the Splash Brothers shot for shot. 2 of the 4 games have come down to the final possession, and a third, game 2, was a 1-point game with just 3 minutes to go. Whatever you want out of a playoff series, you've gotten it here. Rivalry, check. There is a genuine Northern California bitterness between the glitzy Warriors and the smaller market Kings. Narratives, check. One team hasn't made the playoffs in almost 2 decades, and the other might be at the end of a 9-year dynasty. Fun basketball, check. One team has the 2 best shooters in NBA history, and the other just had the most efficient offense in NBA history. It's the perfect first-round series. It seems unlikely that either of these teams wins the championship, but you wouldn't know it watching them go toe-to-toe in April. Agree 100%. It's been an amazing series, and we've got more to get to on that and more around the NBA as well, as some of the best performances and best games so far in round 1 and in this series. We've got that next.
The Kings dropped a heartbreaker to the Warriors in Game 4.
Harrison Barnes with a launch for 3. It's no good. It came off the heel as time expires.
With the series tied at 2, the Kings look to regain the series lead Wednesday at the Golden One Center. Our coverage starts with Cattles and Rami, live from Doco at 2 p.m., followed by tip-off at 7 on Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports first-round coverage is brought to you by
National Garage Door. Quality doors, quality people.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce, such as child custody and property division, among many others. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant or harder to follow. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell. We're a partner men can count on.
500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814. Cordell.
We all know the pain of being stuck in the past. But with Roseville Electric, you can get current. Roseville Electric provides you with clean, reliable electric solutions for your home or business. Whether you're looking to go electric, reduce your carbon footprint, or simply save on your monthly energy bill, Roseville Electric has a solution for you. For more info, visit getcurrentroseville.com today.
Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course is Sacramento's #1 course for fun. Players love Bartley Kavanaugh's fun design and great mixture of holes. Near the banks of the Sacramento River, Bartley Kavanaugh's moderately sized greens and generous fairway landing areas make for an affordable and fun round of golf. Bartley Kavanaugh offers a great pro shop, help planning your tournament or wedding, and a relaxing outdoor veranda for a cold beverage or a tasty meal. For tee times, visit BartleyKavanaugh.com. It's Sacramento's #1 course for fun.
The folks at M&S Auto know that inflation is tough on everybody. If you need an excellent, gently used car or truck, M&S has hundreds of vehicles on the lot on El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. M&S customers get great deals and they save thousands. Get a great deal now on super clean 4x4s, including Tacomas, Silverados, and Jeeps, and muscle cars, Challengers, Teslas, Mustangs, and even the occasional McLaren. M&S Auto, msautogroup.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
KH2KAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the flagship station of your Sacramento Kings.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines. With your Sactown Sports headlines, good morning. I'm Jay Mars. News broke late yesterday afternoon that Sacramento Kings guard De'Aaron Fox suffered an avulsion fracture of the left index finger. The injury was sustained during the fourth quarter of Game 4 versus the Warriors on Sunday afternoon. Fox is currently listed as doubtful for Wednesday's Game 5 matchup at the Golden One Center. You can read all about the injury and get all your Kings news right now at SactownSports.com. In other NBA playoff news, a pair of upsets are brewing in the first round. Let's start in the East, where the number 8 Miami Heat went up 3-1 on the number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks behind a career-high 56 points from Jimmy Butler. And then over in the West, the number 7 seed Lakers went up 3-1 on the number 2 seed Memphis Grizzlies behind a 22-point, 20-rebound performance from LeBron James, the first time LBJ has ever grabbed 20 points and 20 boards in a game.
I've done some pretty good, cool things in my career. I've never had 20 and 20 before, so that was pretty cool, I guess.
Heading over to the Diamond, the A's got 3 runs in the 10th to beat the Angels 11-10 in extra innings, and the Giants shut out the Cardinals 4-0 behind a complete Game 6 hitter from starter Alex Cobb. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Here we go. Final hour. Jason Ross, Carmichael Dave, Jay Mars, taking you up until 10 o'clock. Chris and Co. after that. Kyle Madsen, Chris Watkins will join us for a little crosstalk. Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. That's all in the hour ahead. And we're going to have pit passes for you to go to Country in the Park. Ooh. Busy hour, Carmichael Dave.
Yeah, very busy hour. A couple things for you. I read that article about that series between the Warriors and Kings having everything. Mm-hmm. You left out 2 things.
What's that?
You left out MTV's Dan Cortez, and you left out the security guards high-fiving children of divorce.
Yes.
Which, amazing.
What was the name of the club?
The name of the club was... I want to shout out, this is silly, but I wasn't here yesterday. I would have brought it up. Miraday Landscapes. I hope I'm getting it right. This is a very unique thing they're doing. They're tagging me and a few others in their posts, and apparently it's like California Native Plant Week, right? What does this have to do with anything? I'm going to read you a couple quick posts. Although not considered the flashiest plant of the bunch, purple needlegrass plays a critical role in the restoration of California's grasslands. It's a favorite for its dependability, deep roots that draw water to the surface, and slender growth habit, which sets up other wildflowers to shine. It can also live for over 100 years. Like our state grass, Harrison Barnes is consistent and plays an integral role for our Kings as a savvy vet. He's not afraid of the moment and can step up when needed or share the rock to allow others to thrive. He's also the second longest tenured King and the oldest of the Beam team. Every day this person is putting out a new factoid about a plant or a flower and akinning it, not a word, to a Sacramento Kings player. And I just want to say, I appreciate creativity.
It's good work. It's good effort right there.
Well done.
Yeah. Well
Back to
done.
you.
Well done. All right. Let's check in on the phone lines here at 1-800-920-1140 with Ted. Ted, welcome to Sactown Sports.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Ted.
Hey, one thing I will always be really proud of for this whole season is I'm the one that put you on the floor with laughter with the Buick Skylark comment.
Yes.
That's well done.
Tibbs.
That Tibbs thing is one of the joyous moments of just the pure goofiness of being happy about what the Kings are doing this year. It spiraled and took over the show. And anyway,
well, thank you
I
for
don't mean
that.
to go on a tangent, but that was really, really, really funny.
That was a great moment.
Well, the whole segment was great because it just went off the rails for like an hour. But one thing I happened to see like a version of Down in the Valley. I know they haven't aired it and they keep taking it off of whenever they post it, but it was just weird how dated it was when I was watching it, and I was getting sentimental about just how awesome Saving the Team was and seeing Carmichael Dave and everybody in there. It was just I just want to say it was a great thing. I don't know if it's like sanctioned to be seen or not, so I won't go into it if it's a political hot potato. But I'm very curious why, because we didn't draft Kevin Johnson when we could have with the one pick being from Sacramento. And I mean, I'm lifelonger here. I remember when he was at Sac High scoring 50 points a game. And so I followed his whole career and wish we would have taken him. But what is it about Kenny Smith? It's like he never wants to give us even the slightest little bit of compliments on the air. I mean, Barkley used to chew us up and spit us out. He loves us now. Shaq has loved us. Ernie Johnson loves us. Why is Kenny Smith so negative and like a sourpuss when it comes to the Kings? I can't figure it out.
Yeah, great question, Ted. I don't know. Do you have a read on that, Dave? Because I feel like, sometimes people either go over the top to support someone they know or are connected to, or, hey, I don't want to have it perceived that I have any kind of connections or homerism, so I'm going to go the other way. I don't know if he's doing that or if these are just generally what he feels about the Kings.
Yeah, Ted, thanks for the call. There's a lot of stickiness in that call. First off, let me just say about Down in the Valley, I'm really glad people are getting a chance to see it. I don't know how it got out. It's not sanctioned. I don't support it. I don't think, listen, if you see it, avert your eyes. Don't look at it in any way, shape, or form. Do not taunt it. Do not make eye contact. But someone put it out there, and people have been watching it. And I'm glad in the sense that listen, there's some really rough questions in there, but I think Jason Hare did a wonderful job telling the story of Kings fans, and I think Kings fans deserve to see it. But at the same time, I'm incredibly aware of why some people may have an issue with that being out there. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Mm-hmm. As far as Kenny Smith goes, yeah, I know. I have an idea. But I hate doing this. That's why I'm fumbling. It's not my place to talk about it, but I would say I do think there's something. I don't think that Kenny is like out and out, like biased against the Kings. I think I know he has love for the city and love for the fan base. And I remember back in the early 2000s when, in fact, 99, I talk about this all the time. The Kings were a late season ad on TNT against the Lakers. At first year, I believe Staples was open, I think. And the Kings were down like 20-something at the half, and Charles was giving Kenny crap because Kenny had been busy telling everybody how much better the Kings are. And I'll never forget Kenny saying, "Don't give up on this team. Watch the second half. It's going to be something." And then old heads will remember, the Kings fought their whole way back, and Chris Webber had the tip with 0.4 left, came down and missed a high five from Jason Williams and accidentally slapped him across the face. And Kenny was crowing the whole time in the postgame about how his Kings were showing up on the national stage. Has something happened since then? I think. I do remember hearing vibes that at one point Kenny Smith was in talks. I don't know how serious they were to be the GM of the team. And I can't quite recall if it was after Pete, if it was after Vlade. I honestly can't remember. And something happened in there in that stretch. I think that maybe, I've also asked myself, like, has anybody noticed you haven't seen Mitch Richmond? When was the last time you saw Mitch Richmond in the arena?
In a while,
honestly. So I don't know, and I certainly don't want to put anything on the Kings that isn't true. But just there's something it seems like is going on. I don't have all the answers, but I don't think people are wrong to think that. Also, by the way, Kenny was also very vocal and helpful on a national stage during relocation, talking to Kevin Johnson and talking about it at halftime and sharing those conversations of optimism. So yeah, that's a complicated thing. And I know I'm rambling because it's a tough topic. I didn't want to dodge it, but yeah, it's strange. It's strange, Jason.
Yeah, it is. Thank you, Ted, for the call. We are looking at what's going on so far, kind of the totality of all of the NBA series, Dave, and we've said it, I think, not only because we're so close to this one, what's happening with the Kings and the Warriors, seemingly it's the best. A lot of people are saying that, but there's some good individual games, good individual moments. How about what Jimmy Butler did yesterday? Here's a highlight from Jimmy Buckets.
Butler drives up with speed, pulls it back, fires another three, makes another three. Jim Buckets.
56 for him on a game where Giannis came back. The 1 seed, Dave, they're down 3-1. How much trouble is Milwaukee in?
They're in a ton of trouble. They're in a bucket of trouble now. Well, I didn't even mean to do that. Yeah,
well done.
They also have Giannis Antetokounmpo and a wonderful squad. And if any team can come back, it would be the Milwaukee Bucks. I would say this, though. We talked a lot during the season, Jason, about the Warriors before they were even matched up with the Kings. And I talked about my worry that, they just kind of park it in neutral and then bring it all together at the end. At some point, we need to really make sure we're having a conversation about Jimmy Butler and the fact that this is one of the all-time great postseason players in NBA history.
Yeah.
He just every year, think about it. Every year at some point, there's a Jimmy Butler story in Miami. He's yelling at Spoelstra, Udonis Haslem and him get into it, whatever. And then the postseason rolls around and the Miami Heat are, a 6, 7, 8 seed. Oh, and then all of a sudden Jimmy Butler starts going insane and the Miami Heat are upsetting teams. And before you know it, they're either in the finals or the Eastern Conference Finals or whatever. I'm done underestimating the Heat and Jimmy Butler. I'm done applying a seed to the Heat and Jimmy Butler. That sounded weird. I'm done underestimating them. Like they do this year after year after year, it seems. And I'm just in awe. That performance last night, someone had said maybe the greatest postseason performance in Heat history. That's a Heat team that had Dwayne Wade. That's a Heat team that had LeBron James. That's a Heat team that had Ray Allen, that had Chris Bosh. That's saying a lot. And by the way, I agree with it. I think that was the best performance in Heat postseason history.
Yeah, we've got more on that coming up. More NBA news, too, in just 90 seconds away. Ime Udoka starting a new job with the Rockets. DeJounte Murray getting a 1-game suspension. Another honor handed out for Lauri Markkanen. And more NBA news, including more on De'Aaron Fox, as we continue here on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
It's Cattles and Rami.
Basketball is stupid. Injuries in the NBA postseason have truly stunk out loud. I like sports. This is just outrageous. Ja Morant, Giannis, Embiid, and now De'Aaron Fox.
Was it just a matter of time before this bug got you? I know it's not technically contagious, but it sure seems like injuries have been contagious in the NBA this year. and the Kings have been living in a bubble.
Kettles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
Make your way to the ballpark on Sunday, April 30th to watch your A's go head-to-head with the Cincinnati Reds. Get there early to grab your very own Tony Kemp poster, presented by Kaiser Permanente. This one-of-a-kind poster giveaway features TK and his iconic catch.
Diving play to his right. Unbelievable catch by Tony Kemp. Spectacular.
Tickets start at just $10 and are available at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
Get to Acura of Stockton, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. And right now, lease a new Acura TLX, MDX, or Integra with low lease rates available. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
As we continue, again, hit that thumbs up button if you're watching us on the YouTube on Sactown Sports. We appreciate that. You can check us out each and every day. Dave from the Man Cave. Jason Ross here in studio. Dave, we were just talking about Jimmy Butler. What do you think about this? He's in such an interesting spot. He's already kind of underappreciated. I think everybody thinks he's a great player. But if we started to do a list of the 10 best in the NBA, I don't think anybody puts him on there. If he gets to 20, maybe. I don't know. But where we are, like if you're thinking of legends of the game, you're going to put LeBron and Curry and Durant and Lillard or whatever, guys that have done it for a long time, kind of like Jimmy Butler. And then we're always ready to throw in, the next new young wave already too. There's kind of that middle ground of people that have been good, been around, that maybe aren't the first names off of your tongue, and that's where he is. Like, he is a great player, and yet I feel like he's still underappreciated.
I agree. And listen, Jimmy has done a little bit of that on his own. Jimmy's issues he's had with teams in the past, whether it was Chicago or Minnesota or Philadelphia, but the guy wins, and he just seems to be getting better and better. He's 33 years old. He's not going to give you 82 games a year, but if he's around in the playoffs, he's a guy you want. Kings fans love to talk about this stuff. If Jimmy Butler, absolutely no offense to Harrison Barnes, who, if he were a religion, I would go to church every Sunday and worship him. But if you put Jimmy Butler on this team for Harrison Barnes next year, and I say that only because that's the positions they play, I think they win a championship. And if they don't win a championship, they're right there. Jimmy Butler, you could say that about a number of middling teams. And by middling, I mean mid-level contenders. He's just that type of difference. People also forget what a wonderful defender Jimmy Butler is as well. And he is as hard-nosed as they come. He may rub you the wrong way, but this guy that was homeless, this guy that slept in his car, this guy that was raised with more challenges than most people have ever had to deal with. And he has that hard scrabble mentality that he's used, and time again, he's there when it counts. I can't say enough about Jimmy Butler. I think he's a wonderful player, and I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
56 scored yesterday on the Bucks. He's had one of the great postseason performances. There's been good ones. De'Aaron Fox has been great. That news broke yesterday with his injured to his index finger, on his left hand. Kings will have a workout in practice today. I don't know what kind of details we'll get out of that, but it felt like an NBA, along with the Aaron Rodgers news yesterday, Dave, just a news day for sports. I mean, you get that. NBA also announced that DeJounte Murray gets a 1-game suspension. You just can't get in contact with the refs. I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's kind of like a sacred ground, and he bumped the ref. I'm not stunned at all that he gets the 1-game suspension.
No, it's just stupid. It's like
preventable.
What was it, Nick Claxton with the taunting and the tech? Your team needs you so much. They I don't want to say they have no chance without Murray, because who knows?
They may not have a chance anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe Trae Young has 70. I don't know, but it's just so dumb. What are you thinking? DeJounte Murray, by all counts, is a good kid. I'm sure he regretted it the moment he did it. But again, you whether it's Draymond Green, whether it's DeJounte Murray, whether it's Nick Claxton, you're letting your team down in these situations. You're being selfish and you're not controlling your emotions. I understand it's competition. I understand that it's adrenaline, but dude, you can't bump refs. I guarantee you, of all the discipline Joe Dumars had to hand out, that was by far the easiest decision because it's an automatic. It's a no-no. You're gone.
Yep, easy to do. It's sacred ground. You can't touch them. So he gets the 1-game suspension. Lauri Markkanen honored as NBA's most improved player. I think it's a pretty easy call. I remember when De'Aaron was up for that a couple of years ago. He and Buddy Hield, and even the context, it's not looked at this way, but sometimes the implication is, well, was Markkanen not good before? Well, of course he was. He had a breakout year. And so sometimes that most improved player honor is a little bit weird for the players, but Markkanen and the Jazz had a surprising season.
They did. And good for Markkanen too, because it's a big reason why it's another in a long line of lessons as to why you don't give up, especially on bigs. You don't want to give up on them too early. And he's averaging 25.5 points, 8.5 boards. Just really, really came into his own. I mean, you're talking about a net increase of 11 points per game. Career highs almost everywhere. And by the way, he was more efficient from the field than he ever has been. I will say one thing I was a little surprised at, and I'm not saying he deserved it. I was a little surprised De'Aaron Fox didn't get more of a nod, and it's not
for most improved.
Yeah, and okay. Here's the thing, and I know I sound super purple glasses, and I don't think he should have won it. I'm surprised he didn't get mentions. Because when you look at De'Aaron's numbers, okay, he's up a couple of points per game, he's up an assist, he's up a half a rebound. But when you look at his efficiency with his volume, he's up 4 points from the field. He's up 3 points from behind the arc, and he shot a career high from the line. But also when you look at him establishing himself as the preeminent clutch player in the game, and you look at the turnaround of the team and the fact that he really was the tip of the spear, I don't know. I thought he'd end up being, top 8, top 7, but I get it. Sometimes it's really hard when you have already good players taking that next leap. And I think ultimately Markkanen 100% should have won it.
The other news of the day came in the afternoon when Ime Udoka has become the next head coach of the Houston Rockets. Dave, he's getting a tough challenge here. 22-60 for Houston. This was an organization that was making the playoffs every year. They tore it down. They're rebuilding. They've kind of gone through it a little bit, I feel, for Coach Silas, because he had to wear most of those losses. But Udoka's got a tough chore. The West is pretty tough, and he's got a team that's very, very young.
Yeah, and this is where it's such a wonderful landing spot for a coach with a guy like Udoka, who has shown that he can come within inches of winning an NBA title with that Boston Celtics team. Now you go to Houston, where they had such a terrible year, but let's remember, they are full bore in the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes. And if not Victor Wembanyama, Scoot Henderson, one of the Thompson brothers, perhaps, they're going to get a very good player in this draft. And they're going to add that player to a core already of Jalen Green, Jabari Smith Jr., and my favorite, Alperen Şengün. You've got Usman Garuba on that team as well. Don't forget about him. He's going to be a wonderful NBA player. This is such a young, raw team. But the way they're doing it down there, it's tough. It really is. But they have so many guys on rookie deals. They have so much ability to maneuver. We'll see what they get in the draft. And then you add in a guy like Udoka, who every year this team is together, and this team gets a little older, they're going to get better. And you saw flashes throughout the year, Jason, where the Rockets would just up and surprise a really good team. That's what happens. This is barring injury, barring all the normal stuff. This could be a very, very, very good team within the next 3 to 4 years. I think he's in a great spot.
Yeah, all these teams like OKC, Utah, Houston that kind of have gone really young and have a lot of future assets. At some point, they got to flip some of that into some proven veteran talent.
Yep.
But I'm anxious to see when they do that, because timing with, Lakers as they age out a little bit, maybe the Warriors and Suns, who are all closer to title talk now. But, these teams, it shifts. It does go in cycles. And so those teams, right, like Houston right now, going through a tough time, will bounce back soon. When we come back, your chances for pit passes to see country in the park. Be there right in just a prime spot. Also, what to watch tonight, more NBA playoff action. We've got that and more straight ahead here on Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Sactown Sports wants to congratulate Kings head coach Mike Brown for being the first coach to unanimously win the NBA Coach of the Year award.
100 first place votes, first time ever. Wow. A unanimous decision.
Thank you guys. Thank you, everybody. I'm really appreciative of being in Sacramento. The fans, the city has been fantastic.
How will Coach Brown lead the Kings during the playoffs?
Tune in to Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com to find out.
Ram truck owners have heart for being fearless, determined, and bold. That's why it's time for you to be a Ram. Make a move to a 2023 Ram 1500 with optional features that take your ride to the next level, like an available multi-function tailgate and the available Ram box cargo management system for versatile exterior storage, plus a premium audio system that turns every trip into an amazing music experience. Ram trucks, built to serve. See more of what Ram has to offer at ram.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We can get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we can take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $79.99. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Pixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines, such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find: happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Carmichael Dave here, welcoming back my dear friends at Fire Wings. 21 different flavors. I had 4 of those 21 Saturday for the game, watching with the family. As always, breaded Malaysian curry. Yeah, you better bet I got that curry. Knocked it out of the park, too. Go to firewings.com to make your order. That's what we did. We ordered 2 hours in advance, picked it up. There's nothing better for the game than Fire Wings. Check out the locations nearest you. Fire Wings, just wing it.
At the Gonzalez Law Office, we focus on trials and litigation to achieve the best result. For over a decade, Jonathan Gonzalez has conducted more than 60 jury trials to verdict, and since 2016 has only lost 2. We understand how to fight for our clients and make sure our clients get the best results. We don't settle for less, and neither should you. Call us to handle all your criminal and injury cases. 916-304-9187. That's 916-304-9187, or visit us at saclegaldefense.com.
Sactown Sports headlines.
With your Sactown Sports headlines, good morning. I'm Jay Mars. News broke late yesterday afternoon that Sacramento Kings guard De'Aaron Fox suffered an avulsion fracture of the left index finger. The injury was sustained during the fourth quarter of Game 4 versus the Warriors on Sunday afternoon. Fox is currently listed as doubtful for Wednesday's Game 5 matchup at the Golden One Center. You can read all about the injury and get all your Kings news right now at SactownSports.com. In other NBA playoff news, a pair of upsets are brewing in the first round. Let's start in the East, where the number 8 Miami Heat went up 3-1 on the number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks behind a career-high 56 points from Jimmy Butler. And then over in the West, the number 7 seed Lakers went up 3-1 on the number 2 seed Memphis Grizzlies behind a 22-point, 20-rebound performance from LeBron James, the first time LBJ has ever grabbed 20 points and 20 boards in a game.
I've done some pretty good, cool things in my career. I've never had 20 and 20 before, so that was pretty cool, I guess.
Heading over to the Diamond, the A's got 3 runs in the 10th to beat the Angels 11-10 in extra innings, and the Giants shut out the Cardinals 4-0 behind a complete Game 6 hitter from starter Alex Cobb. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Hey, Carmichael Dave.
Yeah.
Can you pick a number for me between 1 and 10, please?
Yeah, let's go with Fox Force 5.
Number 5. All right. Well, be caller number 5 right now for your chance to win Coors Light Frost Row pit passes to KNCI's Country in the Park. Enjoy Friday pit passes to the Jiffy Lube Country in the Park at Cal Expo Grandstands. Pit passes include admission into Country in the Park and access to come and go as you please from the exclusive Coors Light Frost Row pit located immediately in front of the stage. Enjoy live performances from Lady A, Brett Eldridge, Joe Nichols, and more. And for more information, visit SactownSports.com. But caller number 5 right now at 800-920-1140, 1-800-920-1140.
Did you hear what Rick Bucher said this morning?
No,
he said that because De'Aaron Fox has a broken finger, now the entire series, if not the whole playoffs, should have an asterisk on them.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
No, wait, he didn't. That's what he said about. I'm sorry, that's what he said about the Draymond Green suspension. Just a reminder that he's a taint. Ain't very good at his job. That's what I meant.
Yeah. That whole thing was frustrating. I think we've talked about this a little bit already today and in the past days about this has been a great series. It's been fun. It's going to go at least 6. It might go 7. Things have happened, but that's part of what happens in a series, whether it's Fox's injury now to this and whether he plays or not. We think he's going to go. Draymond's suspension. It's been intense. It's been fun. It surprised me a little bit, Dave, that home court has dominated so far. I'm not shocked that it's 2-2. I would have kind of thought 2-2 with maybe each team winning in each building. But the part that's been stunning is just kind of not necessarily the fans, because that's what fans do, but maybe the media's approach to all of this. And it's bothered me. I can say that.
I agree. And my hands aren't clean, on that. I'll be the first to admit it. And I like getting on and talking and having fun, but my God, it is toxic. And again, I want to get into this at length tomorrow. But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that this is the first time that the Kings have been in the playoffs since the advent of social media.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also going against a team that, as any team would have, in case there's any sensitive Warriors fans listening right now, any team that's a dynasty is going to have the largest amount of bandwagon fans in the business, because that's what bandwagon fans do. So you're going up against this squad of losers that honestly believe that there's the playoff game, but then there's also a game being wrung out on social media, and the constant need to just really downplay it. Well, the Kings won the first 2 games. Well, that's because so far we've heard what the refs have it rigged for the Kings. Draymond Green is a victim. Sabonis is faking an injury and is a dirty player. There should be an asterisk on the series, like just this outlandish crap. And a lot of it is coming from the media. And what that tells me is it reeks of entitlement. It reeks of insecurity. As Draymond Green said, insecurity is very loud. And this is extremely loud. I have not enjoyed that part of it. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And you just kind of look and go, okay, I mean, that's your thing.
Well, it's been a great series to watch and certainly to cover. Our first-round playoff coverage of Sactown Sports is brought to you by National Garage Door. National Garage Door, quality doors, quality people. Today, the Kings will practice. There will be a media session. My guess, Dave, I don't think we're going to get – I think media will ask about De'Aaron. I think everything that's right now reported that he's doubtful, I mean, don't you think that kind of stays as the report and really nothing new learned from the media session today? What's your read on that?
There is no bright side for the Kings or De'Aaron to give any notification as to what's going on. As a matter of fact, I'd go opposite. If they've already somehow decided that De'Aaron's not going to play, well, then if I'm the Kings and I'm De'Aaron, I'd say, you know what, we had a great shoot around today, and I don't want to guarantee anything, but man, I'd be surprised if he wasn't out there tomorrow. And De'Aaron saying the same thing. Now that puts De'Aaron in a tough spot because then when he doesn't play, he's like, oh, but who cares? You know, I do. It's a chess match. What matters on the floor is what matters on the floor. But if that means that the Warriors are spending an extra 10 minutes prepping for De'Aaron Fox and he's not playing, then so be it. Whatever you can do to get an edge. But there's no virtue for the Kings in signaling anything truthful today whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So we'll whatever sound comes out of practice today, we'll certainly have the reaction to that tomorrow. Reminder tomorrow again, Analyst Wednesday, Katie Christensen, Kenny Thomas scheduled to join us both at 8 and 9, and then Casey Pratt. I'm anxious for that tomorrow, Dave, at 8:30. It's kind of the future of the A's in Oakland or in Vegas or some other place. You've been so close to relocation here. Casey's been covering that story for a long time, and so hopefully we'll get some more details on what's going on there tomorrow.
I'm really looking forward to that. And I think there's, I think there's still things that can be done. I want to talk to Casey about it. And I'd love to get involved. I want us to, again, I'm a Giants fan, but I feel for the A's and the Giants, their hands certainly aren't clean in this whole thing. And I can't stand John Fisher and people like him. One note here real quick. There's a developing story going on with the NFL draft. And we saw something very similar, Jason, in the NBA draft. Will Levis, who last night was a 50-1 favorite, not favorite. There is 50-1 odds that he would go number one in the draft. Apparently somebody, according to Darren Ravel, somebody posted something on Reddit that has caught everybody by storm. We've seen this before. Last night, Will was 50-1. This morning, 20-1. Last hour, 10-1. What? He's currently a 4-1 favorite now, Jason, to go number one in the NFL draft.
What is going on there?
Something is going on. Vegas isn't stupid. Very curious to see what ends up happening during the draft. But we saw this with Paolo Banchero. This was Jabari Smith Jr.'s spot all year long. And you saw it within hours of the NBA draft. Banchero goes number one. Obviously, that looks like the right pick. So we'll see, but just an interesting story to keep an eye on.
That is interesting. I mean, for it to change that drastically, and it's a lot like things so when people don't want to believe TMZ, they don't want to believe Vegas, check the records. They usually do very, very well.
When you go from 50-1 to 4-1 in a matter of hours, somebody knows somebody who knows something. And by the way, if you're wondering, hey, does this really happen? Yeah. GMs have wives and kids and brothers and sisters, and all it takes is one person to talk to somebody in the know and say, yeah, Billy Bob, GM with the first pick, he said they've already. And by the way, whoever has the number one pick, they've decided on who that number one pick is by now. They've probably been decided on it for days. And if you don't think that stuff can't leak out, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Tonight, as far as things to check out, more playoff basketball. Hawks at the Celtics. Boston up 3-1. My thought on that series, just end it. Boston's the better team.
Yeah, seriously.
Right? We don't need to prolong that one.
Yeah, just play the G League guys, Atlanta. Keep your dudes from it. It'll be very interesting. I know we say this every year. It'll be very interesting to see what goes on with John Collins in the offseason.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. They've been looking to move him for years, seemingly. Timberwolves at Nuggets, good for Minnesota to avoid the sweep, but then they're going back to Denver. Kind of the same feeling. I just feel like it's a bit of a mismatch. Denver's the 1 seed, and they're so great at home. They lead 3-1. I think they close that out tonight.
I completely agree with you. I mean, listen, Minnesota is definitely, as Kings fans know, a tough out. And I think Anthony Edwards is a future superstar. He's so wonderful. I like everything about it. I love his interviews. I love his attitude. And I love his game. I love him to death. I can't say enough about Anthony Edwards, but it's not his time just yet.
And then the last one is Clippers at Suns. Phoenix lead that 3-1. They've won 3 straight. Still no Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
4-year run at this day for Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. They've got, if it ends tonight, it's a first round exit, a second round exit, a conference finals exit, and a year where they didn't make the playoffs. That to me still is a failure of you didn't do that for 4 years to not have really even a trip to the finals or a chance at a championship.
It's so sad. I have no love for the Clippers, but I love greatness. I said it earlier. That team should be so much better, and they just have continual injury issues. And I never want to accuse anyone of anything, and I'm not going to start doing that with Kawhi Leonard. I'm going to believe until proven otherwise that his injuries are 100% legitimate, but I'll say it again. The crap that Anthony Davis gets should be 5-fold on Kawhi Leonard, and it amazes me that doesn't happen. You cannot rely on this man to play basketball.
All right, well, that's some of the things to check out tonight. We've got a final segment ahead, a little crosstalk with Chris Watkins and Kyle Madsen, plus celebrity birthdays. Dave and I have our final segment. That is next.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sactown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Sinking, that's going to get down for a hit. Around third to score is Tony Kemp. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sactown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sactown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
Warehouse Paint is where the local pros go for all of their paint project needs. Enjoy same-day turnarounds, same-day color matching, color consultation services, and free job site deliveries. With a large in-stock selection of PPG and Benjamin Moore paints and stains, and an expert sales team that is here to help, Warehouse Paint has exactly what you need to complete your next project. Visit warehousepaint.com to find a store near you. That's warehousepaint.com.
Crafted performance is at your fingertips. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. And right now, lease a new Acura TLX, MDX, or Integra with low lease rates available. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, Scott, you look great.
Yeah, I'm feeling good and have a new job.
No, there's something different about the way you look.
To be honest, a few months ago, I had an amazing robotic hair transplant procedure at XL Medicine. It's called the artist procedure.
No way. Your hair looks completely natural, and you don't even have a scar. How did they do that?
Dude, the artist system is amazing. I have this fantastic hairline, and I'm happy with my results. XL Medicine could probably help you too, buddy.
Using the artist procedure, Dr. Singh and Dr. Graywall can target and harvest healthy hair follicles with micron-level accuracy from the back of your head and transplant them where you need it. The procedure is painless, and you'll be back doing your regular activities in a couple of days. Ask Dr. Singh and Dr. Graywall at XL Medicine about the artist procedure. Call today, 916-932-4470. That's 932-4470 for a complimentary in-person or Zoom consultation, or on the web at xlmedicine.com. That's EXCEL medicine.com. See what the artist procedure can do for you.
These are actors and not real patients.
Great team, great team. Where's the defense? Defense! Okay, everyone take a break. Greetings, Sacramento. Doug Christie here for the Good Feet store, asking, when is something too good to be true?
when it probably is. And had I not experienced it for myself, this spectacular season would definitely qualify as too good to be true. So everyone out there in Radio Land, continue to enjoy. Something else that could seem too good to be true is Good Feet Arch Supports. But trust me, I've experienced firsthand the comfort, balance, and support possible with Good Feet Arch Supports. And so have countless others who have pretty much given up hope. It's time you felt good again. Take your feet to the Good Feet store for a free personalized arch support fitting and test walk. Experience for yourself the comfort, balance, and support missing in your life. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now Vacaville, online at goodfeet.com.
Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than freshly baked and home-delivered crumble cookies.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey, Dave, look who's in studio. Can you see the guys? Can you see Chris? Can you see Kyle?
I see Chris. No, look at those guns. Boom. Those guns. Then I
Wait,
see
me
Kyle.
or Chris or Kyle?
Yeah. And then there's Kyle.
Oh.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, buddy.
Turn
How
my
are
mic
you?
on. I'm good. How are you doing? How's the sickness?
Little struggle bus. I know you and I talked yesterday. Offline.
You sounded terrible.
Yeah, a little. I'm not gonna lie. About to take a nap here in about 20 minutes, but
me too.
I just wanted to apologize for yesterday and the way Jake greeted you in the crosstalk. I thought that was rude.
Bush League. It was Bush League, is what it was.
Bush League. And to quote somebody I used to work with, "Don't be stupid, okay? Don't be stupid."
I said that. I said that to you.
Right. You said that to me. That's right.
You didn't heed the advice. That's fine.
Welcome back. Love you show. And I cannot wait to at least fake like I'm listening to all 4 hours today. I will listen to every minute and maybe even get in the chat. Probably not.
That's very likely. Can I start with this too? Guys, what's coming up on the show? Because I don't want it to get cut off today.
Oh, no, that's fine. Yesterday, the De'Aaron Fox news happened during the show.
Yeah.
Blew up the entire show.
Yeah, so there was a lot of kind of despair and sadness and what. So we've gathered our thoughts, and we're going to lay out, if he doesn't play, because he still might.
Right.
But if he doesn't play, we're laying out what a Kings path to victory looks like.
Oh. So there's a path. There is hope.
There is. There definitely.
It's not over.
Okay.
In the spirit of that, I'm going to substitute this for my normal what day is it today thing, because all the days today are stupid.
Tuesday.
It's like literally National Zucchini Bread Day. Like, come on. I'm going to pose to you guys a question that I pose to everybody else online. So, Kyle, we'll have to work this in for you somehow and make this different. But, Chris, I'll ask you. If the Sacramento Kings came to you today and said, Chris Watkins, you are a perfect match, and if you donate your left pointer fingertip to the knuckle, De'Aaron Fox would be 100% effective for the remainder of the series and beyond. No guarantee it wins, but definitely is back to 100% health. And you also get 2 tickets to every remaining game, lower level, and signed merchandise. Do you do it?
No, I don't.
Oh, Chris hates the Kings.
I really don't.
Chris hates the Kings and De'Aaron Fox.
I need the guarantee to win if I'm going to lose my finger.
Oh,
it's just a tip.
It's the tip.
Hey,
wow.
The rest of my life.
Definitely isolating that.
Here we finger. That's the hashtag.
Oh,
No,
geez.
it's not.
No, it's not. We
We
cannot.
stop it.
But okay, let me tell you this.
Do not check that.
Corporate already called on that one. No.
Yeah, no, I know.
Why? It's a thing.
It's not.
1,300 people have voted. 76% said they would donate the fingertip. 24% are bandwagoners like Chris Watkins who don't care about De'Aaron Fox.
It's easy to say, but then I'm thinking about the I'm
surgery.
Going to go to the doctors.
Yeah.
This is actually going to happen. No, like I'm not doing. I'm sorry. His finger's going to be fine in like 2 weeks.
Would I don't even know if would I miss a fingertip? I don't think I would.
You would. No, you would.
How would you do on that keyboard?
You definitely
Great.
would.
Dude, you can type with a nub.
Okay.
Have you?
I'm not.
Also isolating that.
You got some scissors? Just try it.
Let's go a step further with these guys then too, like we did. Number one, Chris, you're not putting your finger in a guillotine. You know, they're going to put you under and do a normal surgery and all that. Okay, and that doesn't change your mind at all if you get De'Aaron's busted fingertip put on your fingertip.
Yeah, that makes me a lot less likely to do it.
Less likely?
Yeah, why would I want his busted finger?
Bro,
well, it'll heal.
With fingertip, the story's alone.
Now you have superpowers.
And your fingertip could
Your
win a
floater
game.
game would be sick.
I'm out on this.
Your clutch percentage goes up way higher with that fingertip, buddy.
Yeah.
Clutch,
Wow.
nice.
I don't think De'Aaron would do well with my fingers.
No, with prosthetics these days, you can probably get a really nice, usable fingertip.
Yeah,
probably.
Can you get yours back after De'Aaron heals?
No. It's permanent. Kyle, I don't know how to shape this for you other than
I would do it.
Same scenario
For
Steph
Curry.
Their first year, first round. You know, the first year they won the title, but you have no guarantee. We try to put yourself back in that position after all the years of heartache and
Dude, I don't even need to do that. I want this series to keep being good. De'Aaron can have my fingertip.
Wow.
Let's go, man.
Wow. Selfless.
Let's play, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a competitor, bro.
Dude, that is the best lie I've ever heard.
I know.
I'm not.
I think Kyle knows secretly that his left fingertip is evil.
No, because you
The
said,
right
you
one,
said
however.
I get 2 lower level tickets to the rest of the games.
Yeah.
Well,
I can
which might
sell
just be
those,
one.
profit.
True.
All right, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like I said, it this is such a fun
You'd sell them to
competitive
Warrior
series.
fans.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm in.
Does Kyle secretly know that his left fingertip is a loser? And he's trying to tank.
It's
the
not a
series?
secret. It tells me.
It's
Oh, we don't-
known.
All right. Well, back to you, Jason.
All right. You guys ready for some celebrity birthdays?
Yes.
Brought to you by Crumble Cookies,
Yes,
which we're about
Absolutely.
due for another visit. from
that
the
would be.
fine folks.
It would make crumble cookies tougher to eat without a fingertip.
See, you got to evaluate these
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
Does it change
you're right.
anything? You have more time to think about it.
Now, hit me at the end.
Okay.
Let's get your
Yeah.
birthdays.
Let's see. Crumble cookies. Whitey's gone. I'll be the singer. Crumble cookies. Chris won't give up his finger. Back to you. That was the jingle.
Super excited when Whitey's back, so you don't sing that.
I got a finger for you, Jay.
Hey guys, happy birthday to Al Pacino. Hooah!
84.
Wow, no hesitation.
75. It's definitely up there.
Oh, I think Kyle's within a year. I'm going to say 83.
I'm going to go 85.
83, 84, 85, would you say?
75.
We have a correct answer.
It is 75.
Carmichael Dave, 83.
Wow, very good. It's very good.
Very good, though.
strong.
You established a number, Kyle.
Yeah,
and
no,
everybody
thank
kind
you.
of felt
Everybody
you had
anchored
a
to
big
I'm
number.
taking credit for that win for you, Dave.
All right,
Thank
Dave,
you.
since you got that one correct, you get to go first this time.
Okay.
Happy birthday to Renee Zellweger. She completes you.
Oh, man. Oh, she was great in Tin Cup with Kevin Costner. Renee Zellweger.
That's certainly not her, but yeah.
It was absolutely Renee.
Yeah.
She is 55.
5 with a question. Anybody else?
51.
51?
48.
I'm going to need everybody else's guesses. I'll say 53.
53. We have a tie. The correct answer is 54.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah,
Good job.
sometimes you got to outsmart.
It's a win.
She got the work done and now looks younger.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
I saw. Yeah.
Would she give up her?
Yes.
left? Yeah, she
Yeah.
probably would. All right, Tim Duncan. Happy birthday to the Big Fundamental.
Timothy.
It's still me.
I'm doing the same math he is.
Chris got
Like,
it
let's see,
tied for the lead. Chris, you go
97.
first.
Let's say he's 46.
46 is our first guess.
48.
48.
47.
47,
Oh, man.
Dave. It's all around 47, 48, 46. What do you got?
I hate to do this. I never like doing this, but I gotta sit on top of Kyle at 48. I think that I
Wow.
really do.
All right, Draymond.
With or without the fingertip?
Isolate all of that.
You'll see. I'm gonna say 48.
We have a correct answer. Is it 48? Is it 47? Is it 46? J Mars! 47!
Oh, very good.
You guys
Very
are
Hate
good.
it when he wins.
You guys used your toes and everything to count. All right, let's go. happy birthday to a guy who counts all his kids. Remember from Hard Knocks?
Antonio Cromartie.
Antonio Cromartie.
I thought it was going to be Philip Rivers.
I was making a joke.
Yeah, he's got 14, I believe.
Oof. That's a lot.
Yeah, I believe.
Antonio Cromartie.
Yeah.
That's Florida State's Antonio Cromartie.
Put some respect on it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Fight on?
Big Sims.
No,
that's USC.
What's the
Oh, yeah. Yikes.
8 clap?
Off.
Yeah.
That was it.
Antonio Cromartie is 40.
Stingers up.
42.
42.
I'll say 41.
I'm going like 45.
Okay.
I was going to go 45. I'll say old Cromarts is 46.
Cromarts.
Although he was.
What was your guess?
I said 41. I feel like he retired when he was like
39. Chris
Wow.
Watkins. Yeah.
I thought he played at 39.
Well, he did, just in a different league.
And that's how many kids
USFL.
he has now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, he needs
Happy
those checks.
birthday to Hank Azaria. Voices of many
He's
characters.
He's an unbelievable voice actor.
Iggy's dad.
Yes.
Shut up.
He's common. He's
You just got it.
nice. Hank is there. Man, he's got to be. I'm gonna go like 54 for Hank Azaria.
54.
No clue. I just know him as Iggy's father. 50.
50.
50.
Okay.
50.
Dave?
61.
Okay. Jay?
I like his guess better. than
59.
Oh, we got a correct answer. Jay Mars.
Wow,
59.
You're awesome today.
Jay
man.
reads every morning.
He does. Last one we've got here, former 49er, broadcaster as well, won 3 rings, I think, with the 49ers.
Randy
Randy
Cross.
Cross.
Oh.
Randy Cross.
Randy Cross is like 63.
Okay.
It's 60.
Okay.
Randy Cross is
Actually,
66.
Yeah, I'm going to, Kyle's going to be close. I'm going to say 65.
He's nice. He's 69. Jay
Wow.
Mars.
Wow, Jay.
Wow.
There you go.
Let's go.
That's all our birthdays.
Yeah, kind of a mediocre bunch today.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I wasn't loving it. Started strong with Al Pacino. I'm like, ooh, this is a good day. And it just kind of fizzled out. Tim Duncan in there.
Shout out to
Definitely
whoever is
top
listening
heavy,
who's
right?
birthdays
Yeah.
today. Happy birthday to you.
Right.
Who?
Whoever's
listening. Is,
Oh, yeah.
his birthday.
It's their birthday. Make it a good one, right?
Yeah. We're also going to talk about the NFL today. We're going to get into some NFL draft stuff and
Yeah.
some of the stuff John Lynch said yesterday in his press
This
conference.
week. Yes.
It's on Thursday.
Should the Niners trade Trey Lance? Find out.
Should they?
Will they?
Will they?
Could they?
When? Are you breaking news?
No.
Oh, okay.
Kyle, have you seen this thing about Will Levis and the odds?
Yeah. That's a strange story.
Yeah. DraftKings like took the top 3 picks off the board, and Levis is now like the favorite to go 2, and he went from 50 to 1 to like 20 to 1 to go first.
Oh,
He's
Now it's like 4 to 1.
4 to 1.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets. You hear about that too?
Get out of town.
No.
That happened during the De'Aaron stuff yesterday. And we're like, oh yeah, by the way, Aaron Rodgers traded the Jets. Anyways,
Come on, keep it moving. Well, Dave, we hope you enjoy your nap and hopefully you feel better, and maybe we see you tomorrow.
Yeah, here we go. Absolutely. I'm gonna drink this bottle of medicine, and I'm gonna go to sleep. And love you all. And I'll be tuning in to
It's a really good bottle of bourbon.
Kyle and Chris Watkins not cutting off his finger.
Yes. All right, the guys are coming up next. We're back tomorrow. Stay tuned right here on Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports is Sacramento's new home for the San Francisco 49ers.